Good afternoon and welcome to Independence High School for the second of our 4 Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Media Days. First up today, we've got the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves girls soccer program, and for the first time in many years, we have a new head coach. Christy Zawadsky has stepped aside. So, Coach, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and the girls you brought with you, and then just go ahead and give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Red Wolves this year?
Sure. So I am Kaylin Runger. I am the new coach. I have taught at Cuyahoga Heights in the 3rd grade. This is my 5th year. I have brought Reese Frank, Ava Galick, 2 of our seniors, and our captains. Our elevator pitch, what you can expect from us this season is brand new faces on the field, brand new coaching staff. We graduated 10 seniors, 9 of which started last year. We are just looking to grow and build our skills and our team community. So if you want to see a team develop this year, I encourage you to follow our season.
So obviously the elephant in the room is Christy is no longer the head coach, but you were on staff, so you've kind of learned from her, and I have to imagine that transition's been pretty seamless. The girls know you, you know the girls. So how has that kind of gone now that you're the head coach now?
Christy has been amazing. She has been willing to help at every step of the way. She was very instrumental at the end of the school year last year, giving me all of the information, and she has really tried to keep a balance of this is now your team and the new coach's team. I am here to support you, and believe me when I say I have texted her a few times, some questions. She is still working closely with the fall sports. She can't get away. She loves it too much. She is the faculty manager, but she has done wonderful things for this program, and I appreciate her guidance and support as I move into this position. As you can imagine, they are very big shoes to fill.
Yes, they are. Same thing with softball several years ago, but Kyle's picked up right where she left off and has done a great job. So hopefully you'll do the same. Reese, I'll start with you. So go ahead and grab your mic and go ahead and, for the folks at home, just introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name is Reese Frank. I am a senior, and my position for Cuyahoga Heights is center midfielder.
So, Reese, after so many years of having Christy Zawadsky as your head coach, you have a new head coach. Fortunately, she was on staff, so you know her well. How has that transition gone from a player's perspective?
It's amazing. Obviously, we loved Coach Zawadsky, but she has been coaching for so many years. It's nice to have a new young coach come in. Her drills, her conditioning, everything, it's tough, but it is so much fun. And it's great to have especially 3 new coaches, all females, all young girls. It's a lot of fun.
What's the strategy? Anything different from what you guys used to do? Are you trying to change things offensively, defensively?
Losing, obviously, 10 seniors, we do have a new formation, which is a surprise, but it should work pretty well with me and Ava in the middle. We have a lot of connections being best friends for 14 years, so hopefully it goes well. That
makes it a little easier when you have a best friend that's also your midfield mate. But how do you guys try to set up your offense?
We have, I'd say, a more defensive formation. But when we do transition to offense, a lot of the midfielders push up. Me and Ava will push up to create that more offensive feel. But we are definitely a little more defensive this year.
So with 10 seniors, obviously you're going to have a lot of new faces in the lineup. Mention some of those girls. Give them a little shout out. Who can we expect to hear from this year in Cuyahoga Heights?
We have a new goalie, Skylar Sane. She's doing wonderful. Our new coach, Coach Zajac, is a previous goalie, so she's helped her out a lot. Katie B is always so strong in the middle. She's not really a new face, but shout out to her. Lauren Wilson took 2 years off, and she's coming in to start as center defender. And then also Sophia Winslow took 2 years off and is coming in to play a wing defender. And then also Jackie Chen, she didn't play much last year, but her improvement has been astronomical, so good. And she, I think, will have an amazing year as well.
And just looking at obviously you graduate 10 seniors. You have 2 seniors at the table. You guys are going to step into some leadership roles. How is that going?
Ava and I we work well together, and we were so excited to be captains this year. We've done a lot of team bonding. Our coach got married in July, so we kind of ran through July together. Our goal is really to just have a very close team. That's always how Cuyahoga Heights girls soccer has been, and we have a lot of stuff planned for the rest of the season as well.
What kind of goals do you have for senior year?
Personally, I just want to improve my offensive skills for club. I'm a defensive player, and I'm looking to play defense farther into life, but I just want to improve my offense and work well with the team.
Sounds good. I will come back to you in a moment, but let's go over there to Ava, all the way to my left.
Hello.
Ava, same thing. Just go ahead for the folks at home, introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Ava Galick. I'm a senior, and I will be a center mid.
So, Ava, what's it like being a captain with your best friend of 14 years?
It is so amazing. Like, it's so honest. Like, I don't have to hold anything back because we both understand everything, and like we're on like the same page. So it's nice.
What's been different, if anything, now that you have a new head coach? Again, the transition with her being on staff probably made it a lot easier, but any differences?
Oh yeah, totally. So our coach, Mrs. Runger, she was an offensive player in college, but then our other coach, Mrs. Zajac, she's a defensive player, so it's nice to have like both perspectives with them. But like we have totally different drills, totally different conditioning, and it's just fun to like mix it up and like compare like the past and the present.
As a senior, you get to put your stamp on the program and leave behind a little bit of a legacy. What do you hope that is?
I just want to be a good leader for my team and just have fun and just make the most of my senior year.
What's going to be the key to Cuyahoga Heights having a great season?
I think all of us working together. Like, it's not going to be just me and Reese running the whole field. We need all of our girls to be together, and that's why we're doing all the team bonding and just trying to make the most of it and have the most fun and just be best friends.
I asked Reese the same question, but obviously you're going to have a lot of new players stepping into the lineup. Give me your opinion on some of those.
Yeah, so Skylar, of course, in the goal. Katie B in the back center defender. She'll be great. Jackie is, again, so improved. But I think also our forwards, we have a freshman, Lorelei. She will be she's strong. She has a great kick. And then Jazzy Fagard, she's going to be a sophomore. She's so fast, and I think that they'll really help our offense a lot.
When you look at your goals for senior year, what are you hoping to accomplish?
I want to be I want to be a really good leader and just keep a positive attitude and help Reese as much as she can. Give her the best passes I can because she's the real center mid, and I'm just her backup. I'll do my best.
It seems like every year Cuyahoga Heights has that one really dominant scorer, and that's Reese. And how does the rest of the team kind of complement her, but also remember that, hey, we have to score too and take some of the defense away from her?
So that's what we're hoping with like our defensive formation, that can take the pressure off her. Like I can help maybe more defensive so she can be offensive because she can kick it from far out and do all that great stuff. But yeah, we're really just hoping to feed everything through her or me and just make it easier on her so she can do as much as she can. And we really just help her.
Excellent. Reese, I'm going to go back to you on that note.
No pressure, Reese.
Yeah, obviously, you're going to have a little bit of a target on your back. Every opposing coach knows that, hey, Reese Frank's the girl that can, hurt us, and they're going to try and shut you down. What do you do to kind of beat that? I mean, you're going to see a lot of extra attention.
I've always been very good at the mental game, so kind of just talk to myself. I know I have a great coaching staff and great teammates behind me who are going to support me. They're not going to be yelling at me if I mess up. A lot of them know offense is not my primary position. They know, like, I'm always going to pass the ball. I'm always going to try to be a team player, but I will have to, like, play a lot more offense than I have in past years, losing, obviously, like, some fast athletes up top, and Regan, obviously, 2 years ago.
Right. What's the college outlook?
My options are still open, but I definitely will be finding somewhere to call my home.
Great. All right, good luck to you. Coach, back to you. I've asked the girls, name some of the players that are going to step in. In your eyes, who does it have to be that has to come out and really develop in a hurry to help the team?
every player needs to step up and know their role and responsibility as someone that is going to start or come off the bench. And we have a team full of girls with huge hearts and passion for the sport. And I am confident that any player who is determined to step up will step up. We have just genuine excitement for the game of soccer, and I think you can tell with our two captains. They're so bubbly and excited and eager to shout out their team members. I mean, they're truly supported. So I am actually waiting to see who's just going to take that calling for themselves.
As far as team goals, have you discussed that with the players? Do you have something in mind?
The goal for this year is to learn every day and come out the next day better than we were the day before.
Heading into your first game as a head coach, how are the nerves?
I'll be honest, I played soccer my entire life. College and ODP and state champion level. I was more nervous in our first scrimmage as the coach than I ever was as a player. So I can only imagine that our game this coming Wednesday, I will be full of nerves because, a big thing that I'm trying to teach the girls is to trust one another, and I'm not used to not being on the field, so I have to learn to trust the team that they're going to do what they know what to do.
What are the keys to victory? What's going to be the key to your success this year? What has to happen?
Well, I think it depends on how you define success. Are we talking about the scoreboard? Are we talking about team building? So I'm going to consider success if the girls personally feel empowered to set goals themselves, set goals as a team, and work to achieve them.
When you look at what you have right now, you've had some practices, a couple scrimmages, that first game's coming up. What keeps you up at night?
You're right. I'm telling you, after the scrimmage, I was up at night. What keeps me up at night is the responsibility a coach holds as a person that is there to build up these players, and that feeling of potentially letting down 18 girls who are looking to you for guidance and support is what keeps me up at night. I don't want to let the girls down.
It's hard being a coach.
It's hard
There's so
being a
much
coach.
pressure.
Because, you love them and you want them to do their best, and that's a lot of pressure. And so that's what's keeping me up at night currently.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate you all making the long trip out here from Cuyahoga Heights, and best of luck to you this season, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves girls soccer team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day, the Independence version. This is the first session of 2. Up next, we've got the Cuyahoga Heights boys soccer team. I don't know if they're here yet. Thank you. All right, so we'll take a quick break here as we await the Cuyahoga Heights boys soccer team. Hopefully they will show up here momentarily. This is why we always ask our coaches and players to arrive 10 to 15 minutes before their scheduled interview so we can stay on schedule, but rarely does that happen, so we will take a quick break, and we'll be back here momentarily with CVC Fall Sports Media Day presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Welcome back to the CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School. Up next, we've got the Cuyahoga Heights boys soccer team. We just heard from their girls squad here moments ago, and now we have the boys. So, Coach, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and the player you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Red Wolves this season?
So, my name is Matt Natal. I'm the head coach. I have to my right is Maddox Jones. He is a senior and he's a forward. The expectations for the Red Wolves this year is to compete at a higher level than we have last year. I think the team has a lot more fight this year with a lot more depth. We had about 7 new guys to the roster, freshmen, and just incoming players who wanted to join the team who are actively actually going to be starting filling in big roles the 17th when we play Chippewa. So expect more fight this year.
You've been around now a few years, right?
This is year 5.
5, okay. So I have to imagine things are starting to go the way you want them to. Your system's been implemented. Your kids have developed into that system. Are you happy with the progress of the program?
Yeah, you could tell the difference between the seniors to the freshmen who I've had Maddox all 4 years. He's the second class that I've had now from freshman to senior. So you could see the difference in spacing to movement to passing to filling in spots. With Cuyahoga Heights, the enrollment doesn't get much larger. And, with the football being the dominant sport, we usually get 3 or 4 freshmen. Last year was a different story with 10. But, yeah, I'm excited to see where we can be in the next 2-3 years still.
Obviously, the expansion of the CVC changed up the divisions a little bit. The Metro didn't change too much, but looking at the new alignment there, how comfortable are you that you're going to be competitive?
Definitely looking at sitting at 3rd or 4th still. Although we lost Lutheran West, who obviously was a powerhouse, still got Beechwood, who's of course they were ranked 4th, I think, when they bowed out last year. Independence is always still super tough for us, being that rival game. Get up for it or you get down for it, depending on how it goes. Wycliffe graduated a lot of boys, but they're still a program who develops really young, out there. They play soccer. So I think we can compete. We'll see where we go. I think the highest I've ever had is, I think we tied for 4th. So we're shooting to get 3rd. We can't say we want to win the conference when you got the number 4 team in the state.
Right.
So to compete is definitely what we're looking for. We did that last year with a different jump from when we played Beechwood in the regular season to playing them in the playoffs. Even though we still lost, the gameplay and everything changed. To see that growth is what we're looking for.
And just looking at this team you have this year, obviously it's a little bit different from last year with some graduated kids. Any major changes, or is it all just kind of slotting new kids in and getting them to fit into their role?
Yeah, no, it's definitely we've had this for the past few years, is where we have a sophomore turn into the starting goalkeeper, and then that's his position for 3 years. We're having that same flip. We lost Dylan last year to graduating, and now we're filling in that role with a sophomore who's only got about 8 games underneath his belt. So to see him, that's kind of like our big thing. We need to see how he can mature quickly. So that's our biggest thing. Scoring goals isn't going to be the issue if we can keep the scoreline low.
Gotcha. All right, Coach, I'll come back to you. Maddox, go ahead and grab your microphone and introduce yourself for the folks at home, name, grade, and position.
I'm Maddox Jones. I'm a senior this year, and I'm a forward.
So 4 years ago, you were a wide-eyed freshman coming in, a new coach his 2nd year. Talk about your development, and then we'll get to the team, but just your development from freshman year to senior year.
Okay. I was very nervous throughout freshman, sophomore year. Didn't know what to expect very much. New coach, didn't really know anybody besides my brother's friends, because my brother graduated 2 years ago. So it was kind of a long introduction, but between last year and this year, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable with everything.
And then just as far as your technical ability, things like that, how have you developed?
Overall, I've definitely gotten way better. I was a lot sloppier, or way sloppier in freshman and sophomore year. I started to unhitch the trailer, as he says, and it's starting to get a lot better.
Good. And then just looking at the squad this year, you're a senior. Who are some of the other guys that are going to step up and play key roles?
Definitely Nick Dabrowski. He's a incoming junior. He is very strong in the midfield, and he's has a lot of qualities that will help him out. With like good passes, good shots. He can do everything in the midfield. And then Jackson and Bryce, who are 2 incoming sophomores, they're really good dynamic up top, so we should be able to get some good through balls and corners in.
When you look at just the team in general, what's your strategy? I mean, every game I'm sure it's a little bit different based on the opponent, but what do you guys like to do as far as setting the tone and getting out there and setting up some scoring opportunities?
We really like the outside plays, so getting outside, playing the balls in, because we have a bunch of people in the middle just crashing, and then we have some height on the team, which helps getting the balls in the air.
What's going to be one of the biggest challenges your team has to overcome?
We're really young. We have a very young team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, so it's just experience.
As a senior, what are you doing to help those young kids not only get comfortable, like you said you were nervous as a freshman and a sophomore, how are you helping them settle in and develop a little bit more quickly?
We're just helping them out. Everybody supports each other, so we're just helping each other out with drills, critiquing each other, trying to help just improve everybody.
Do you have any goals that you've set for yourself and your team?
I think we want to get pretty high place this year. It's a little rough for the past couple of years after we lost a couple big factors, so hopefully we get good in the conference.
And then lastly, just give me one player you think is going to be a breakout player this year, somebody that's going to have a big year that maybe right now nobody knows about, but soon they will.
I think Bryce Rush. He during the we did an indoor season with Force, and he was pretty big there. He was a very high goal scorer for us.
All right, well, good luck to you this season. Coach, back to you. When you look at what your player just had to say about strategy, some of the other players, how pleased are you with how your message is being received by your senior leaders?
Yeah, no, the seniors, there's 5 of them. 4 out of the 5 played all 4 years on the roster, so they understand where I'm at, and they understand where they're able to now read the room in a sense. They can tell when I'm not liking it, tell the underclassmen without me having to, lose my head. So a few years ago, me losing my head was very often. So now it's they're able to even calm me down. So I think the message is very clear that we're here to compete and we're here to have fun as well. At the high school level, 93% of these kids, this is it. So the 7% that do go on, it's awesome. But you got 24 kids, maybe one of them's going, so you got a good message of let's have some fun, but let's compete. Let's remember to turn on the switch when we need to. So the seniors have definitely led in that example of being able to calm me down, calm the other players down, and critique their teammates in a way that they understand.
When you look at the CVC as a whole, not just the Metro division, but we've got some pretty good soccer here, and going to the Chagrin division with Harvey, Chagrin, so many other teams, Orange, the list goes on, but how cool is it to be a part of a conference that's that competitive and has so many great teams?
Yeah, so it's definitely it's good to see. It's good to see. If you go out of the tournament or early, you could still look at the brackets and say, hey, look at Beechwood still going, Independence is still going, Kirtland's still going. I mean, like you said, the list goes on. We played a lot of them last year, from Harvey to Beechwood to our own conference, Lutheran West. It's amazing to see the development that some of these programs have had in the past few years, and we're hoping to, we don't need to be at the top of it, but as long as we're in the thick of it, that's definitely what we're looking for in the past few years and to come.
How much do you swipe things from other coaches? I mean, when you're playing a game or even a scrimmage, or like you said, watching some video or something, and you see something, do you do that a lot?
Yeah, I take a lot of my coaching away from my college coach and the drills from there. But other than that, Ryan from Independence was when I was young and he was here at Independence, he was always willing to, at the end of the game, step me aside. Same with Coach Green at Beechwood. I think he was there when I was playing at Cuyahoga Heights, so he's got that, steps aside. We talk before the game, we talk after the game. It's never, throughout all my experience with all these coaches, it's never been, button heads. It's always been a great community. So yeah, I've definitely taken some high pressure from, the Independence coaches and the Beechwoods and the Kirtland for sure. So, yeah, I've swiped a few of it from them, but, I like to put my own twist on it.
Outstanding. What are your goals? I mean, I know you talked a little bit about trying to climb the ladder, but, do you have any other goals as far as shorter-term goals?
Yeah.
Kind of.
So we're looking – my goals this year is to hover around 500. Even in our best season that I had, we were still 2 or 3 games below that before playoffs. So I think before playoffs, before even seeding starts, hoping to be somewhere more closer to the 500 range to give us a chance to be hopefully in the 15 or the 20s when it comes to the new rankings coming out through Max Prep.
Right. Outstanding. All right, Coach Maddox, I appreciate you making the trip, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
All right. That was the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. We are live from Independence High School. This is the first of 2 sessions today. We'll take a break right around 3:30, and we'll pick back up with the second session at 5 o'clock. Yesterday, we had 2 sessions out at Orange. We have 2 more Media Day events remaining. One will be on August 13th, Sunday, out at Kirtland High School. And we'll return to Kirtland the following Sunday, August 20th, for the second Media Day out at Kirtland and the 4th overall. And right now, joining us is the Madison Blue Streaks volleyball team. Would you mind sliding to your left just a little bit? My football is kind of the mark there, so the first one's kind of moved it a little bit. And the soccer ball, Coach, if you could put back on your left, right where your left elbow would be, kind of a little. There you go. And that way, as long as everyone's in between those 2 balls, we're perfect. So, all right, so one of our new schools here in the Chagrin Valley Conference, the Madison Blue Streaks, we've got their volleyball program in front of us here on camera. So, Coach, I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself and the ladies you brought with you, and then I'll start peppering you with some chemistry questions and all that hard stuff. So,
awesome. Thank you so much. My name's David Bill. I'm the first-year head coach at Madison. And to my right are my 3 senior captains, Izzy Capistacci, Jasmine Newroar, and Ella Masoni.
And just give us a little bit of an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of Madison? I know many of our schools here haven't played you. I know you play a few of them non-conference when you were in the WRC, but now you're here and the CVC teams want to know all about you. What can we expect?
We're going to keep it on the down low there, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
I like secrets.
We're really excited. We think that entering into the CVC versus the WRC as a small D1 school, we're going to be much more competitive. The CVC is made up of a number of different conferences, divisions, and our division, we're in the Lake Division, so we have all the Ashtabula County schools. But we really believe this year, this team here that we have compiled together is actually the first time that they're all playing on the court together. And we just had a couple of scrimmages. We ended up playing Hawken and Kirtland in a tri-match. And last year, if you know anything about Hawken, they were 19-1. They lost to Perry last year. And then Kirtland was 22-3 and 10-0 in the CVC. And we were competitive, some things to continue to work on. Then we went to Perry. And the history there with Madison High School and Perry has not been really favorable.
They're not
Madison.
friendly with you.
No.
You're not friendly with them. It's a good
we,
rivalry.
Yeah, and we went in, and they wanted to play 5 games, and our varsity won 4. They won 1. And so it really, I think, has turned the momentum. The girls, there's a great excitement that's going on. That's in our volleyball program, and so we're really excited about it.
Well, when you look at the WRC, you've got Riverside, you've got Kenston, and that's not taking away from anyone else in the WRC, but those are 2 elite Division I programs, and it's tough to compete with them. And so the CVC is a great fit for Madison in all sports, and I think it's gonna help you guys be more competitive, and it'll help some of our other schools have some local competition to play. And the rivalries that bringing in Jefferson and Conneaut and Madison, I'm hearing from the other Ashtabula County schools, they're just thrilled just because you have, number one, you're cutting out a lot of the travel, but those rivalries that have gone away since the old NEC, but it's great to have.
It'll actually be a great test, I think, for us too, because we're going off last year's schedule, and so we open up with South, Riverside, and North, the old WRC schools.
Right.
So it'll be a great test for the girls. and it'll get us prepped for our conference games.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, I'm going to come back to you, and we'll start with your players right to the right. Go ahead and grab a microphone, make sure it's on, and then introduce yourself for the folks at home. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Izzy Kapistacci. I'm an outside/right side hitter, and I'm going to be a senior.
All right, Izzy, you're heading into your senior year, last year of high school volleyball. You're probably excited about being a senior, and I imagine after a couple matches it's going to hit you that every set you play is getting you closer to the end of your high school career. How are you dealing with those emotions?
I try to look at it from like a positive aspect, and I think it's good coming into the season as a senior with a new coach and a new beginning. Very positive outlook on the whole situation.
And moving to the new conference, how do you feel about that?
I like it. I think it's good for the school.
All right. What do you see as with a new coach? Obviously, there are some new things being implemented, new strategies. How's that transition going?
I think it's going very flawlessly. I mean, it's working good with the team, and I feel like as a group, we're all taking really good role to it.
As a senior, obviously, you want to play your best. What are you doing to help your teammates to do that as well?
I think showing more effort on the court helps a lot, and kind of like nurturing the underclassmen into like getting into the groove of things helps.
What's your role? I mean, obviously you have your position, but what is coach expecting out of you?
Kind of keep the team positive, like not very looking down on the season or dwelling on last year. It's a new start, and I'm hoping for the best.
What's the strength of your game? What do you bring to the court?
Probably a positive mindset. And I mean, if you keep a positive mindset and a good outlook on the season, it should go good.
All right, and I'm going to ask everyone the same question, so make sure you listen so you know. But give me a player that's not at the table that you think is going to have a breakout year. Nobody knows about him right now, but they soon will.
I'm going to say Shay. She has given a lot of commitment to the program, and I think she's going to have a good season coming up. She's our libero.
What's her last name?
Shay Robley.
Okay. And what are your goals for senior year?
I just want to have fun.
Sounds good. All right, let's move on down the line there. Grab a microphone and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and position.
I am Jasmine Ure. I am going to be a senior, and I'm an outside hitter.
All right, so Jasmine, same question. Going into your senior year with a coaching change probably wasn't ideal, but how has that transition gone? Oop, flip that back up. There you go.
Okay, I'm very excited. We had a loss of passion last year, and I feel like Coach Bill, he brought back a lot of that passion and a lot of excitement with the girls. Everybody's excited. Everybody wants to stay longer for practices. I know, especially during open gyms during the summer, everybody wanted to stay longer. So I'm just really happy that he's bringing back an excitement and like all this kind of new stuff to the program.
That what you just mentioned there is such a key in volleyball, that passion and that excitement, because when things are going well, everybody's excited, and when you're excited, you're playing well. But when things aren't going well, people start hanging their heads and you start not playing well. Who's the player on the court that brings it back? You know, if people start hanging their heads, who's the one that goes out and gets everybody back up and into the match?
I would say Ella right here. She just brings such great energy. She's always positive no matter what. We could be down 15 and she's just so happy to be there, and she's getting everybody pumped up and excited for the next point and getting it back.
When you look at your freshman year to now, where have you improved the most?
I think I've improved attitude-wise. I try, because I'm very hard on myself. No matter if I have a good game or a bad game, I'm always going to look at the things I could have done or things I didn't do. So I think my attitude about the game has improved so much because I have such a big love and passion for volleyball, and I want to have the best time I can every single game, every single time I step on the court. So I think I've done so much to improve how I look at the game, whether if it's a good or a bad game, I try to just make the most of it.
With the conference change, you get to play some of those Ashtabula County schools that Madison's long had rivalries with. Anyone in particular you've circled on the calendar?
Geneva.
Geneva?
Yeah.
What about Geneva?
Everybody thinks that Perry's our rival. I think that Geneva might be our other rival. We played them last year, and I think we won, I think, 1 or 2 sets, and so it was just like a kind of letdown that we didn't win the whole game last year. So I think everybody this year is really excited to play them again.
Yeah, I think that Lake Division is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you're all right around that same kind of caliber. It's gonna be interesting to see how it shakes out. So, what are your goals for senior year?
That's kind of a tough question. My goals, like Izzy said, I think is just to have a lot of fun. I'm, obviously very sad that this is my last school season, but I think I definitely want to make sure that I am keeping these bonds with the girls, whether it's in volleyball or outside of volleyball, because we get along so well, like even at like team dinners and like just like team bonding, stuff like that. Like we all get along so well. So I think the main thing is to, one, have a good season, and 2, keep a great bond with the girls on the team.
Who's your breakout player?
I'm going to say Tori Semple. I think that's how you say her last name. She's our middle hitter. At the Perry scrimmage, she had 3 or 4 kills in a row just on overpasses. She absolutely killed it that game, and I'm really excited to see where she goes this season.
Outstanding. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, go ahead and grab your microphone, and same thing. Introduce yourself for the folks at home, name, grade, and position.
My name is Ella Masoni. I am going to be a senior, and I'm a right side / middle hitter.
So Ella coming in, again, new coach. Nobody wants to have a coaching change going into the last year, but it is what it is, and you've got to make the most of it. And how's it gone for you?
It's been really great. He has brought a lot of positives to this team, and I think has really, everyone has gotten out of their shell with him and has felt more comfortable and just has been able to express themselves better than in the past years. And I really think the underclassmen, the upcoming underclassmen, they're really looking forward to their future, and maybe not like before, but I think they have a lot to look forward to.
What do you see as a strength of this team?
I think we are very we get along very well, which is always a positive. You don't want to have a team that doesn't communicate well. You want to go into a season where you all are able to bond well. So I think we all are very close with each other, which is a great thing. And even the seniors and the freshmen, we all bond very well, which is great.
You're going to be up there front row, middle most of the time. What's coaching expecting out of you?
I just to keep putting in the work and to just keep getting better every day and practice harder and harder every day.
Your teammate said you're the teammate that gets on the floor and inspires everybody. What leads to that?
I just always I like to I don't like to drag my head. I feel like if I do put my head down, I get quiet, and I always want the team to be happy and look for the positives, look forward to something could change in a second. You never know. So always be ready and always keep your head up.
What do you see as the biggest challenges the Blue Streaks face?
I think a lot of people are just it's hard for them to see how going into a new conference is going to be. But I think a lot of the upperclassmen are ready to have a new start and play all these new teams and just start over.
What are your goals for senior year?
To just always look ahead and enjoy every moment I get on the court with my team, because before you know it, it's going to be over. So I want to be able to play every last game with them and have every moment I can with them.
And who is your breakout player?
I want to say Jaden Zapeta. She is a very great player already, but I think next year she is going to be even better. I've already seen her improve coming into this year. She's a really strong, hard-headed player, and she knows what she wants, and she has many more improvements, and I can totally see her having a great year next year.
Great. Good luck to you. All right, Coach, back to you. You've been with the girls at practice, couple scrimmages, and now you got to hear their perspective on how the coaching transition has gone, how the team is shaping up. Are you pleased with what you've heard?
Yes, absolutely. These 3 young ladies here are, I believe, without a doubt, when my assistant coach and I, and she's been Jess McPeak, she's been with the program for about in her 7th year now. When I approached her about these 3 young ladies leading our team, she said definitely, without a doubt. There's a lot of energy here, and I think going into this season, one of the things that we say is don't underestimate what we're going to bring on the court, because we are going to bring a lot of energy, number one. And my systems offensively and defensively, what I wanted to implement is very fast.
What are you changing? Like what are other teams going to see out of your offense, the way you play defense, set your blocks, all that good stuff?
Yeah, we run in our systems, not giving you too much for any listeners.
We don't want any secrets, but yeah.
But it's a very fast offense, a very fast defense. We have 12 girls on the varsity roster. It's girls in, girls out. It's very fast-paced. We're moving real quick with our different offensive scheme and our different defense. I will say this, one of the things that they really didn't have in previous years in their program is I love to do a lot of back row attacking, so I'll say that much, and stuff. But they have really just caught on to the systems and really have bought into our program and what we're really trying to implement to be very competitive at this level now.
I've asked each of the girls to give me a breakout player. Who are some of the girls that have caught your attention so far?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that is a tough one because each of them brings a different dynamic to this team. Izzy brings a lot of energy. She's great on the outside and the right side. Jazz, what she does on the outside. Ella, she's like our locomotive steamer, man. She brings a lot of energy to the court and getting up there. So each of these girls bring a real different dynamic. And what's really cool, so we have 6 seniors on the roster and we have 6 juniors. And each of them has a really good gift and skill set that they're going to bring to this team.
Outstanding. What's been the biggest challenge for you to overcome?
I think the biggest hurdle was getting the girls, when I first came into the program, when I got hired back in May from the school, and being introduced to the families is knowing the history of what Madison volleyball's done. And so here's a funny story. I came from Perry. And so I was at the middle school program. We took a pretty subpar 500 program, and in a couple of years we turned that around, and I went 33-2 over there with a couple conference championships. And so I wanted to bring the same systems of what I've done there and bring it into Madison. And it took a year or so to get the buy-in over there. And so I think the girls right off the bat, soon as I got introduced, the families have been incredible. They've been very receiving, very welcoming to me. And so it's been a great transition. And the girls, have seen, I think, in my opinion, and all the coaching staff, we have seen just a different dynamic with these girls on and off the court.
Going into every season, most teams dream of winning a state title. They set a goal of winning a conference title, maybe a sectional district title. Whether that happens or not, how are you going to define this year as a success?
I'm defining the year as a success. We put a few goals before them, and the few goals that I put before them, they challenged me as their coach that if we succeed on a few different things on the goals that we've set for them, they're asking me as their coach to kind of step in and do some unique things I don't think they've ever asked the coaching staff to ever do before.
Am I going to see blue hair or a mohawk?
You're going to see some pink hair.
All right.
I think we're really aiming high. We're aiming high. We're looking to be at the either the middle or the top pack of the conference this year, being very, very much more competitive. And we're shooting, obviously, we'd love to see a 15-game winning season this year. I think it's very obtainable, very doable. And what we saw as a coaching staff at Perry last week, the sky's the limit for these girls. And I think as they've bought into what we're trying to do, we really want to see great success at Madison High School with volleyball.
Outstanding. All right, well, Coach, I appreciate you and the girls making your way out here, and welcome to the Chagrin Valley Conference. Look forward to seeing you guys compete in our Lake Division, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was the Madison Blue Streaks volleyball team out here at Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School. This is the first of 2 sessions today. We will have a second one starting at 5 o'clock. This first session should end somewhere around 3:30, and then I'll take a quick dinner break and come back at 5 o'clock. Next up, we've got the Cuyahoga Heights volleyball team, followed by the Conneaut cross-country team. And then Independence boys soccer, Independence football, Cuyahoga Heights football, Brooklyn girls soccer, Brooklyn football, Harvey football, Harvey girls soccer, Lutheran West girls soccer, and then Independence volleyball will close out this first session. So now I thought I saw Cuyahoga Heights volleyball pop their head in, and we're waiting for them. So let me run out there and tell them to come in, and we'll take a quick break. Once again, I want to let you know that our CVC TV broadcasts all are presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. And I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Cuyahoga Heights volleyball team. Welcome back to Independence High School for the 2023 CVC Fall Sports Media Day. This is the second Media Day event. We have 2 more next Sunday and the following Sunday out at Kirtland High School. Today we're at Independence trying to talk to most of our West Side teams, and next up is the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves volleyball team. Coach, welcome. I'm going to start with you and just go ahead and introduce yourself and the ladies you brought with you, and then give us your elevator pitch. I think this is year 3 for you, right?
Yeah, year 3 as head coach.
So give us another elevator pitch and let us know how things are going.
Yeah, great. So my name's Coach Mason. I'm in my 3rd year as head coach at Cuyahoga Heights. With me today I have Julia Janke, who is a senior setter, voted captain, and Hannah Flynn, who is a senior right side, also voted as captain this season. As far as what to look forward to for Heights volleyball, we got definitely an experienced team. We're coming back with 8 seniors this year, so we are heavy on the upperclassmen leadership, which is really great to see. We graduated a lot last year, and our pieces are kind of fitting back in and filling those holes. And the girls seem to have a lot of great energy this summer. We did a tournament over the summer for the first time. We just finished a scrimmage actually this morning. Seen a lot of great things, a lot of hustle, a lot of hard work out of our girls. So very excited.
Being the 3rd year, are you more comfortable that your program's kind of where you want it to be at this point?
Yeah, it's been really nice to kind of see how things have evolved. The girls have learned kind of my style and my intensity over the years. I've also been able to kind of have more of a hand in our middle school program as things are coming up. We have 4 freshmen this season, and they kind of are just already fitting in seamlessly into our program expectations because of what's being set in place with middle school. So it's been really nice to see how things have evolved over time.
All right, Coach, I'm going to come back to you after I talk to your players. Julia, we'll start with you, so go ahead and grab that mic. And for the folks at home, just go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Julia Jenke. I am in 12th grade, and I am a setter and kind of right side.
So you want to go back to sophomore year?
No.
You enjoyed it so much. So you're a phenomenal basketball player, and now you're coming out here. You're going to take a key role on the volleyball team. I mean, how much has it helped you just to know that you're so confident in basketball? How can you apply that to volleyball?
I think it's really great to play more than one sport and kind of cross-train even like myself. Volleyball helps with so much agility, and being part of a different program is beneficial, and playing with different people helps a lot too.
The basketball team has had more success than the volleyball team. It bodes well, though, because you're a key player on that basketball team. Are you trying to kind of carry that over and cross over? And
yeah, I think that the morale of the basketball team is different than volleyball. Like, their volleyball is more cheery and more exciting. So it's definitely, I feel like I bring a level of like seriousness from playing basketball. So bringing that to volleyball and becoming more vibrant and happy is good too. So
as a setter, you're going to set up the offense. Talk about your hitters.
We're doing great with our hitters. So our outside, Paige Henley, she's doing really well. She has a great line. She has a great cross. So that's going to be good. Our other outside, Addie Boning, she is 10th grader. 11th grader. And,
you're struggling with your grades today.
She's coming up. She's going to do really well for us, I think. Middles, we have Anna Novak. She is going to do well for us also. And Riley Conti is our other middle. She has a great block. We're learning how to put different things in, like slides, whatever. And then right side, me and Hannah. Hannah was really consistent for us last year, so I think that's going to be really good for us this year.
What's going to be the key to getting that offense just flowing the way you want it to and play fast, that kind of thing?
Pass first, obviously. A good pass means a good set and hopefully a good hit. So, yep.
As a setter, how do you go into a play knowing, oop, I've got a back set or I got a set over here, or is it just spur of the moment?
Usually if I have like a really good pass, a better pass means middle is easier to set, but we do like to push it outside and right side when Hannah's there. So, yeah.
You play in a pretty tough conference. Independence obviously has been top dog for many years, and that's your rival. How hungry are you to get into some of those matches and maybe change the tide a little bit?
Yeah, I'm really excited to obviously play the rival, and I feel like we have a good thing going for us this year, so I think we can come into those games with confidence.
What are your goals for senior year?
I want to have fun. I want to hopefully have a better record than we did last year or last time I played, so 2 years ago. But, yeah.
All right, and then I've asked every player, I think, the last 2 days, just give me a breakout player, somebody on your team that nobody knows about right now, but after a few matches, everybody will.
I think that we have a freshman, Alex Williams. I think she's great, and she's going to be really good for our program in the future. She's really athletic. She can play back row, front row. Maybe she grows a little taller, but I think she's going to be really good for our program.
And then I think I saw on social media, your AAU team, didn't you guys do something? Did you win a tournament or?
Yeah, we won the national championship in Florida.
That's what it was. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who else played with you?
No one from our school, but we're from all over the place.
Right.
So.
Cool. Well, congrats. All right, let's move down to your left. Grab that microphone, and same thing. Go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Hannah Flynn. I'm a senior, and I play right side and I set a little.
So you set a little bit too, and so she sets and plays right side. You play right side and set. So good. All right. How are things going now? It's Coach's third year, so there's no more learning curves. You know what she expects, and she knows what you can do. How has that process gone over 3 years?
It's gone really well. I was on JV with her first year, and I've learned over the years what her intensity, what she wants on the court, what she wants from us and all the girls. And yeah, I think we're just in a flow. I had her as a teacher last year, so yeah, I think it flows really well.
What's the key to your offensive attack, since you're one of those right side hitters? Who are the people that have to step up and make the plays up at the net?
I think first we need a really good pass, and I also talk to Julia a lot where I want my sets, what I want to do, whatever I need, and she does a really good job of that.
Having some experience as a setter, does it help you as a hitter, just kind of knowing that, having that mindset of a setter?
It gives me really good court awareness. So I'm aware of the open spots, what places are lacking a little on the other side. So it definitely helps.
We haven't talked defense much, so I'll let you fill that and talk about some of your defensive players who are going to have a big year.
I think Arushi Shinde does a really great job at playing middle back anywhere she needs to be on the court. She's everywhere all the time. I agree with Julia with Alex Williams. She killed it today in our scrimmage. She's everywhere picking up tips. She can hit as well. Riley Casey, a senior, she does a really great job anywhere on the court picking up tips. She can hit as well. I think a lot of our back row we have a lot of confidence in our back row and in their passing. So I think they do a really great job at a really great job at getting good passes so we can score on our offense.
What is going to be the key to this team having success?
I think keeping energy levels and positivity up. We're a very positive team, so we're always lifting each other up, being positive. When someone messes up, we're like, you're good, you got it next time. So I think keeping positivity and energy levels up and just, coming together as a team more will definitely go well for us this year.
What do you think has been the biggest challenge that this team has been working to overcome?
I think confidence. I know on serve receive our team gets a little jittery, so I think confidence. So, yeah.
All right. Every team has to have that one player on the court that when things are going poorly, she's there to get everybody and pick everybody back up. Who plays that role?
I think
Julia's off camera, but she pointed at you. So.
I think I do a pretty good job at keeping the energy up and being positive. I'm a very positive person on the court, off the court. I'm very friendly, so I think I'm also a very loud person.
You don't seem loud. On microphone, you're just kind of nonchalant. All right.
Yeah, I'm a very loud and friendly person, so I think I do an exceptional job at keeping energy levels up.
Good. What are your goals for senior year?
My goal would be to better myself for my team. The more that I can do to help my team score and to win would be my main goal. That's all I want.
And give me your breakout player.
I agree with Julia with Alex Williams, our freshman. She does a phenomenal job at picking up tips, being everywhere on the court wherever she needs to be. She's got a great serve. She can play front row and back row. So I think she's definitely been shining recently.
Great. All right. Well, good luck to you this season. Coach, back to you just to kind of recap everything your players have said. I always like to loop back and, once the coach gets to hear what the players have to say, because you see them in practice, you talk to them, interact with them, but you don't necessarily always get their perspective on how things are going. Are you pleased with what you've heard?
Yeah, I think they have kind of a pretty good read on what our team encompasses, both strengths and weaknesses. They actually both just got voted captain yesterday at practice, and I was just talking to them out in the hallway saying that Julia kind of brings that intensity and competitive edge, and Hannah kind of brings the morale to pull everybody together. And I mean, they both just hit that on the head, recognizing what they can present to our team, and just kind of trusting in their teammates, saying a lot of good things about a lot of people, makes for a good lineup and a good roster for us for the season. So.
keys to victory? I mean, obviously you guys want to keep improving the program. What's it going to take to kind of keep doing that and raising the bar?
Yeah, I think for us it's going to be like having that fight and that drive to want to compete and want to win. Sometimes we get complacent during sets and everything, and you know how much momentum carries in volleyball. So sometimes we'll be like doing really well, and all of a sudden we fall back for 7 points, and it's like, where did those points go? So just keeping that hunger for winning throughout the entirety of the match and not letting up at all until we win it. Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be our big push for this season.
I asked the players for a breakout player. Do you have any girls that you think, after watching them in practice and scrimmages, you think they're just going to come out and have a big year?
Yeah, I mean, I mimic what they say with Alex. She's been a joy to watch coming since the spring open gyms and all of that. I also want to shout out Arushi Shinde. She has been just working on her game in the off season. She played club for the first season. I can see how much she's grown as an athlete. She's grown in confidence. She's grown as a teammate where she's interacting. She brings energy. She's quick. So that was someone else that I have definitely seen major improvement in. And then I think also just Paige Henley being a junior now. She's an upperclassman. She's definitely far from the loudest girl on the court, but she is a go-to. You know, if you're setting her, she's bound to do something with it. And I think knowing that she's growing with maturity, her game has gotten smarter. She keeps the ball in more. She's making less errors. She's getting stronger, so she's hitting harder. So yeah, I have a lot of girls that I'm excited to watch and continue to grow throughout the season. Excellent.
Well, I appreciate y'all making the trip out here. You had a scrimmage this morning?
Yeah, we did.
So came in all sweaty and stuff. I appreciate that. So
it was perfect.
I'm glad you were here, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right. That was the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves volleyball team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Up next, we've got the Conneaut cross country team, followed by the Independence boys soccer team. So we're moving right along here in this first session of Media Day, live from Independence High School, presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, as is all of our CVC TV events and broadcasts. So we've got the Conneaut Spartans cross-country team. I don't believe, I hope Coach didn't make them run here today, but it seems to be a little far. That'd be a heck of a workout. But, all right, so we've got the Spartans here. Coach, I'm going to start with you, so make sure you grab your microphone, make sure that black switch is up, and I'm just going to have you introduce yourself and the athletes that you brought with you, and then just give us an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of one of the newest teams to the CVC?
Hello. Thank you for having us. I am Jessica Kennedy, coach of the Conneaut cross-country team, and I have junior Addison Kennedy with me. I have senior J.R. Hutchison, and I have senior Cole Sorensen with me. We are very excited to be part of the CVC this year, and we know that some of the schools are a lot further from us, but it's nice to see all different runners for cross country and just be part of a league.
And that's the key thing for you, is coming back. Instead of competing against Pennsylvania teams, you're back in Ohio, and a lot of those Ashtabula County teams that people in Conneaut grew up with rivalries against, so that's kind of nice. What's it like in the community? Are people excited just to kind of be back in those natural rivalry situations?
Yes, I think a lot of people are excited. We don't really know, what to expect with the league being so large. When we were in Pennsylvania for cross country, we competed with schools that were just not too far across the border, so it wasn't a lot of travel for us. But when it came down to like league meets and things like that, we still had to abide by OHSAA. Right. So that became a little bit, it was just different.
Right. All right, I'll come back to you, Coach, after we talk to your athletes, but we'll start right to your right. And just for the folks at home, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and let's throw out your lifetime PR. Give me a talking point.
My name is Addie Kennedy. I'm a junior. I want to say my PR's in the 23s, 22s. So that's about me.
All right, coming into junior year, you've got a couple of years running a high school experience. How excited are you for the new campaign?
I'm really excited for this cross-country season. I'm excited to be in a new league, and I'm excited to see how everyone does this season.
Coming to the CVC, we've got a lot of great runners, some great teams, some great individual runners. Does that help you when you have that big pack of elite runners ahead of you? Does that help you kind of step up your game?
Yeah, it definitely helps me a lot. It motivates me a lot more. I kind of get more of a competitive drive, and I'm like, okay, I want to catch this group in front of me. I need to catch up and keep moving.
So you've got a PR somewhere in that 22, 23 range. Do you have a goal in mind that you're trying to hit?
I definitely want to stick in the 22s or up like faster this year, if I'm able to, which should be hopefully. Hopefully.
Talk about your training. How does coach kind of get you guys ready, and how much do you do outside of practice?
So we started with a schedule where we were running on our own at the beginning of the summer, and it was kind of building us up to more miles, longer distances, more time. But now that we finally started 5 days a week last week, or a couple. 31st. Yeah, the 31st. So we finally started 5 days a week, and it's been really good. We do like usually one long run a week, hills, and we do pickups 1 day a week, and then we have fun. We do a game day. We try to do once a week as well, where just to get some competitiveness and still have fun. So
I love cross-country coaches because they're so creative. Some have like costume day and they go running out in so I like hearing the different ways that coaches. I mean, running can get pretty boring when you're out there. It's especially as many miles as you guys log during practice. So, changing it up and making it fun, that has to help a little bit. But all right, what kind of goals do you have for this year?
I mainly just staying in those the 22s. I really want to stay there and just keep running, do better than I did last year.
Without mentioning the guys at the table, since we're going to talk to them, give me a couple runners that you think are going to come out and have a big year this year.
We have this freshman, Anna Rain, and I really think she's going to do really well. She's been working hard. She's been to practice every day. I really think she's going to have a great season. And going from soccer in middle school to now she's running cross country, I think it's been a big change for her, but I do think she's enjoying it. And she's going to do well for us.
Great. Well, good luck to you this year. We'll move right to your right, and same thing. Just go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and PR.
Hello. I'm J.R. Hutchison. I'm a senior, and my lifetime PR is an 1851.
All right, so coming in, senior year, it's your last crack at it. Have you gone to districts, regionals?
No, I haven't made it to regionals yet.
No regionals yet. So what kind of goals are you looking at for senior year?
To start off the year, I'd like to at least get sub-19, stay in the 18s, and my dad, when he ran in cross country, when he was in high school, his PR was in high 1750s, so trying to get down there.
So that's the mark you're after.
Yeah.
You gotta.
It'll take a lot of work, I know, but I think I can get there.
You have to have those family bragging rights. That's important. That's a lifelong brag.
Well, he's kind of the reason I run, so that's
good.
Kind of the reason, yeah.
And so coming into a new conference, I'm sure you guys have run against Geneva and Edgewood. I mean, they've had some really good teams over the years, so that's nothing new. But does that help you to elevate your race speed too?
Yeah. I mean, there's we get to run against schools and other runners that we sometimes know. Like when we go to PA, I don't know anyone over there. But over here, there's you might know some people.
And as far as training, do the boys and girls follow the same routine? Do you guys do things individually? Yes. All the same? So how have you kind of improved from a freshman? Not just times, but maybe just race strategy, things like that throughout your experience?
I started the last 2 years. I ran a lot more in the summer. I've taken a lot more serious in the summer. My first 2 years, I kind of did it when I felt like it, which is not how you get better. So
PSA, public service announcement for those at home: you don't get better without running.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just doing sticking to the workouts that we have at practice and also on my own as well.
Now, my son ran cross country, and I know his team had all kinds of weird things that they used to do, not just team building, but just some weird things that they would do as a group, kind of team bonding. What do you guys do? Anything unique?
The first one that comes to mind is our scavenger hunts. I mean, so we live in a relatively smaller town, so we know our way around, and she gives us a little sheet of these things we gotta find. And we're like, man, we gotta run all the way over there. Oh. And then the other side of town, we're like, oh, man, okay. So that's the one that comes to mind first, yeah.
See, that's that creativity I like out of it. It's like run here and then run over there. And
Yeah.
You don't even know you're tired because it's a game and you're running. So I like that. That's good stuff. Give me some runners that have impressed you so far.
I mean, yeah, Addie said it right. Anna, I really believe in her, but kind of from the boys' side of things, we have a kid named Keegan Spring. I think he's a sophomore, right? He's a sophomore now. He's one of my buddies, his as well. I've seen him working pretty hard this summer, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
All right, and then let's go ahead and pass that all the way down to the right. And same thing, name, grade, and go ahead and list your PR for us as well.
Hi, I'm Cole Sorensen. I'm a senior this year, and my PR is probably high 21s, so not the best, but.
What is your race strategy going in? Do you go in ahead of time knowing, well, this guy has a time that I kind of want to hit? Do you run on his hip pocket, or you just kind of run and just keep going until you can't run anymore?
You just run.
I'm the same way. I wouldn't be able to develop a strategy. My son ran, and I wanted him to run forever, and so finally freshman year he did, and he grew to love it, and we love being a part of that cross-country culture, and the kids are great. They're all highly motivated kids. They're high GPA kids. I'm sure most of your kids, I don't know what it is, but that's just a sport that you're not going to get away with if you're not really focused on doing what you have to do. But have you run all 4 years? Is that?
Yeah, I have.
What's it been like for you, that growth from a freshman to a senior?
Been kind of big, actually, especially this year. I don't know. I just feel better about, I guess, just myself running. I put more emphasis on it. Last couple of years, I just kind of ran. I don't know.
What was your first time? Do you remember your first high school race?
No, I don't, because I even did it in middle school, too.
Oh, okay.
So I did it 6 years, actually.
You've been around. What is it that you like about running?
Oh, man.
I've actually had someone say I don't like it at all, and
I
don't really like running. I just do it. But yeah, what do you? Let's just say, what do you like about the sport then?
The sport? Well, about running is just you're just kind of in your own mind, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say.
What do you think about while you're running? Because that's what would drive me nuts. Is just I have to have something in my brain, otherwise I'm.
Yeah, I think about just a lot of stuff. You can think about whatever. I mainly think about school, what I'm gonna do.
All right. And what kind of goals do you have for this year?
Hopefully get out of the 21s.
When you look at your team, how many kids are out there? Do you have a big team? Does that kind of help you?
We don't really have that
Just
big of a team, I don't think. We have 8 boys and 6 girls. So.
That's not a bad size team for CVC level. I mean, some of the bigger schools have a lot more kids, but so you guys, is it something that I have to imagine you guys are a pretty tight-knit group?
Yeah, I would say so.
And what are some of the weird things you like about the cross-country culture in Conneaut?
The scavenger hunts are my favorite, too. I still have all the pictures. We have to take a picture with whatever we're trying to find. I still have all of them from years ago.
What are some of the things you have to find?
Well, there's one I remember the most is there's an anchor in the harbor that you just have to go get a picture with. And
do you have to go in the water, or is it sit?
No.
That would be great. You have to run in the water, up to your chin. Good. All right, and give me some breakout runners. Who do you think's gonna have a big year for Conneaut?
Yeah, well, Keegan Spring is actually my brother.
Okay.
And I have a sister too, Kendall Spring. Keegan's really stepped up, and so is Kendall.
So family affair running cross country at Conneaut. Good. All right, Coach, let's go back to you. And obviously it sounds like the kids really enjoy your scavenger hunt, and I think that's that's what I was talking about earlier. It's those things that I see with cross-country teams. They just do some of the coolest stuff. And, like we said, running can be boring, but it's also you have to be determined to do it. And I think that's why you see so many kids that have high GPAs and they excel in so many other things because the sport demands it. But when you look at the group of kids you have, it might be a smaller group, but I have to imagine you're pretty pleased with all of those kids.
Yes, I have actually been the head coach for 10 years now, and I'm a runner myself, and I always say that I get the best kids. I have a great team because it's one of those things like all we do is run. We just run. If you don't like to run, I'm sorry, we just run. But another game that I came up with a few years ago that they seem to like, I don't know, I think they like it, is sometimes when we're running hills, I'll divide them. And I have practice 7 through 12. So I have my middle school kids there too. So we divide into 2 groups, and it's called a marble game. So they have to grab a marble. They have to run it up the hill. And when you drop it in the bucket, the next person in their line goes. And we do it for time. So I might say 5 minutes. And then at the end, we see who has the most marbles in the bucket. And that's the way. It's just so simple.
I like that stuff. I really do.
But they're running hills,
Yep. And if you watch the broadcast, I'll ask every cross-country coach all the unique things they do just because it's so fun and so different. And then you see them at the meets and, they might be wearing, a themed hat or something. And it's just it's just fun. You make a sport that's really hard and demanding fun, and I think kids enjoy it. And except for that few minutes after the race when they're over there puking, and I'm trying to take pictures. I'm I don't think I'll use that one, but yeah, it's a great sport. So I've asked some of the kids about some of the other runners. Who do you think is going to come out and have a big year for you?
I would say the runners that they had mentioned, and also I do want to add that Kendall, spring last year, she had qualified for regionals. Okay. And so I'm kind of hoping, anticipating that she will do the same this year, if not, even go further with that. So I'm expecting great things from quite a few of the kids. And then it's nice to see, the kids that ran in middle school step up, as freshmen, or even to get some new kids that have never run before. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of exciting.
It is, and it's like I said, I love cross country now. It was never something I thought I would ever develop a love for, but they work so hard, and it's such a hard sport, and with very little reward. I mean, one person wins, and then you have 80 kids behind them that were second to whatever place, and so the reward isn't as great as it is in some other sports, but boy, it's worth it, isn't it?
And I do love that all the courses are different, and even though it's a team sport, they also have individual goals, and they are also kind of competing against themselves too. Another fun thing that we do is I started this last year. Actually, Monday I take the high school kids and we go over to Presque Isle, and we run in the morning, and then we go to eat, and then we go to Waldemere for the rest of the day. So I do that with the high school kids only.
Can I join cross country?
Right, it's a lot of fun.
It does sound fun.
It's a team building. I mean,
absolutely.
Definitely team building.
And in cross country, you really have to develop that team thing because you don't get it on a court or a field. Right. They don't develop that camaraderie through the sport. They're running by themselves, so it is cool. But all right, Conneaut, I appreciate you making the long trip out here. Yesterday I used a great joke. I'll try it again today. It didn't get a great reception, but what time's your flight back to Conneaut? See, it's such a long drive out here. I live near Chagrin, and it's a long drive to Conneaut from there, and it's an hour to here, so I can't imagine how long it took you to get here.
It's about an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long trip. So I do appreciate you making the trip, and best of luck to you this year, and welcome to the CVC.
Well, thank you for having us.
Sure. That was the Conneaut Spartans cross-country team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Up next, there they are right behind me. They snuck in. I saw Joey over there by the door and didn't see you guys sneak in behind me, but we've got the Independence boys soccer team. So we're cruising right along, and next up, let me take a quick look. We've got Independence football coming up right after Independence boys soccer, so we're going to get popping here. Coach, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Coach Brian McDonald, introduce yourself and the gentleman you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Blue Devils this year?
Steve, thanks for having us. I appreciate the easy commute here to.
Don't you like that?
My name is Brian McDonald, second-year head coach at the boys varsity soccer team at Independence. To my left is Khalil McDonald, my son, senior, second-year captain. And to his left is Joey Jermasic, senior, first-year captain, defense. Khalil's a midfielder. As far as this season goes, I would say we're a senior-dominated team, much like Wycliffe and Berkshire last season. Now, can we be as good as them? Time will tell. Berkshire, had one of the best seasons in their history, as did Wycliffe. So that's what I would say. We kind of are going into the season. We have about 10 or 11 seniors on the team.
You play in a real tough division. You look at, Beechwood won it last year, and I think they finished fourth in the state. Like you already mentioned, Wycliffe. So in conference play, you can't take a day off. You have to go out and play hard. Does that help your team, where they just always have to be ready to play?
Well, the nice thing is the conference games, we have a couple weeks to kind of get ready as the season goes before we hit them, and you kind of get one at a time. So it's time to prepare. And the thing is that as our team learned last year, you cannot take any conference team for granted. Everyone's coming to play, and you never know who's going to win or lose the conference. So you might have one bad game, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily out. But it was extraordinarily strong conference last year. There's no doubt about it, between Lutheran West, Beechwood, Wycliffe, ourselves. Brooklyn had a nice team. Cuyahoga Heights worked hard. And Trinity, fielded a team. So, yeah.
Got to be ready. All right, Coach, I'll come back to you, but let's start right there next to you with Khalil. Khalil, grab your mic and go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks at home. Just tell us name, grade, and position.
My name's Khalil McDonald. I'm a midfielder. Going to be a senior captain. Yeah.
Khalil, it's been a fast 4 years. I remember you coming out as a freshman. You were like a little water bug, just all over the field, just so fast. And you've gotten better and better a little bit. You're a little bit bigger. You're still a short on the short side, but you filled out a little bit. And, that's probably going to help you a little bit, because you're a physical player. And when you were the little guy, going against some of the bigger guys, it didn't work out in your favor so much. But now I think you can hold your own. But how much have you developed from freshman year?
I think I've gotten way better as a player. My decision-making's gotten like twice as good. I've become more physical. I've gotten taller, stronger. My ball skills have been way better, like shooting way harder. So, yeah, I think, like, as a player, I've developed really well, and stepping into, like, a leadership role again this year is really good, because now I can, like, use all my skills and stuff to help everyone else get better and stuff.
Obviously, you're a dynamic goal scorer. You get pretty creative in the ways you find a good look at the net. But how does the offense flow? I mean, you're not the only goal scorer, so how are you guys trying to create that offense?
Yeah, we lost a leading goal scorer last year, Sam Eisenman. So we do have holes to fill, but I think a lot of guys this year are going to step up and provide like a lot of goals. We have the talent. We can score a lot of goals and fill that gap. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I was out at your alumni game last week, and you mentioned Sam Eisenman, but then Emmett Stralko was there, and there were just so many guys. Your brother, so many guys that were prolific goal scorers here. And you're kind of next in the line of that. But, do you feel pressure or a burden that, oh, wow, I've got to kind of meet the standard that those guys have set?
There's always pressure to live up to those kind of, like, standards. But, those guys and those teams they were on were best in our program's history. And I'd like to live up to it. And I believe we have the personnel to be able to be that good and make it that far. So there's always pressure, but I believe we just perform and we'll get there.
And I'm going to change gears a little bit from soccer to volleyball, because you were a part of Independence's first boys volleyball team, and what a phenomenal ride it was. I don't think anybody would have predicted at the beginning of the year you were going to go and play for a state championship, but there you were. And what was that experience like, aside from, not that last one, but just getting there?
I mean, it was incredible. You don't get an opportunity that often to be able to be on something that's new, like an inaugural team. And to make it that far, it was great. Like majority of that team was all soccer guys, so that was a really good bonding experience for us. And I'm hoping we'll carry that over into the soccer team and be as close-knit as we were and work as hard as we did. And hopefully we can make it to the same spot this year.
As team leaders, you now have that big game moment. In soccer, you've played some big games, but you haven't played for a district title or a regional title or state title. And in volleyball, you did that. And like you said, most of those guys are soccer players. How can that mentality help the soccer team?
It was a good experience, especially going against a team that's such a heavy favorite against you. It's good to have that like underdog mentality sometimes because, although we were in the district finals my sophomore year, we didn't win, but it was a good experience for us to all be there, and I'm hoping everyone on our team looks forward to getting back there this year and trying to win it and not settle for second place this time.
What are your goals as a senior?
More goals and assists than last year. I want to win the CVC this year, make it back to district finals, and, personal awards, I'd say make it back to all state, all district, all conference.
So just a few goals.
Yeah.
That's good. And then the last one for you is just give me a breakout player, somebody that maybe nobody knows about right now, but pretty soon everyone will.
It's hard to say. There's so many people stepping up this year that maybe they played last year, but they didn't really have that opportunity. Like Nathan Bernstein is stepping up, Wyatt Snyder. They've all been contributors, so now it's their year to really shine.
Yeah, I think Nathan got robbed by the referee during the alumni game.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you this year, Khalil.
Thank you.
All right, Joey, go ahead, grab your mic, and same thing. Just go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks at home, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Joey Jermasic. I'm going to be a senior captain, and I play defense.
It's been a quick journey from freshman year to now. It went a lot faster than you thought it would, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot faster.
So knowing that, how do you embrace this senior year? How are you trying to approach this?
I just think, through these 4 years, we've had a lot of ups and downs and just games here and there where, we could have done better, but we didn't. And I think now that, we're all older now and we're going to be more ready than maybe we were freshman or sophomore year when we were younger. But I think now our experience has got us more prepared than when we were younger.
You bring back a lot of guys. You graduated some key guys. How is this new team gelling?
We're actually gelling really well. Like you said, we graduated some guys that, were big pieces, but this off season we had a lot of guys step up and work on their game and now fill into the roles that we had other guys play and now stepping in to them this year.
I've already mentioned just how brutal the conference schedule is. How does that help or hurt you as an individual, just kind of preparing for those games?
It doesn't really affect me that much. We know that what teams are going to be going against, Beechwood, Wycliffe, that they're going to be good teams they play against, and we've been playing them for 4 years now, so we have a good understanding of how those moments will be like, and we'll be ready.
What kind of goals do you have for senior season?
Win the conference, go back to districts, win that, and personal, try to make it on first team for our conference and possibly Greater Cleveland again.
And just going back to the volleyball question, what was that ride like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. What Khalil said about a lot of the kids being soccer players, just gelling together, getting bonding experience, just trusting each other in a different sport where we didn't have a lot of experience in, and now translating it over to soccer where we have a lot of experience and hopefully translating that success to this season.
And you guys held a camp this summer, right? A volleyball camp?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of boys out, or was it mostly girls?
Mostly girls, but we had a few boys and some of the potential that they can bring.
It'll come once the word gets out. It's growing. It's moving quickly. So I think next year the camp will be a lot more boys. I predict. But all right, back to soccer. Give me some guys. We've talked a lot about offense, obviously with Khalil there being one of the top goal scorers, but talk defense. Who are the guys that are going to step up and help Landon back there at the net?
In the back, we obviously lost Charlie McGrill. He was a big piece in Drew Schraub, but this year we're going to move around some pieces, see right now in the offseason, see who could fill those roles. But we have a lot of guys that could do that. Like Matthew Weber is coming back on defense to help us, and he's done a nice job over the past couple of weeks. And, yeah, having Matt back with me now again, so, yeah, Matt Wisniewski. Yeah.
Right. Good. And then give me your breakout player.
Like Khalil said, there's a lot of guys that have stepped up this year. Breakout player. I don't know. Khalil said most of them, but one that we hope that can be a good piece for us this year is Mark Pillar. Obviously a good golfer, but
I didn't know he was playing soccer.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The secret's out. What does he play?
Right now he's like kind of figuring out some like different positions, but he's pretty quick, so
good.
Hoping find him a good role.
Sounds good. Good luck to you this year. All right, Coach, back to you. Let's wrap things up. I've asked the players to give me some breakout players, but who are some of the other guys that have caught your attention early in camp?
Yeah, I would say, as Joey mentioned, Mark's a new player that joined us. He plays golf, but he's really never played on any high school team. He hasn't played soccer in a long, long time, and so he just wanted to come out and be with his classmates. And so, we're excited to have another player that can, maybe help contribute somewhere. And so, Alec Nabelson is another player that, came out for his senior year. Another player who hasn't played in some time. And so, we'll see what he can contribute as well. Other than that, as I said, I've coached. For me, it's exciting since Khalil and I moved here from New Jersey back in 2015. I've coached the majority of these players since they were in 4th and 5th grade, from rec soccer to town travel soccer, and now at the high school level. So to kind of see this group of players who've been playing together for a long, long time is exciting to see that they stayed with the sport and that they still love the sport, and that they kind of came in together and will go out together. And so I think, hopefully collectively, knowing it's their last time together, they can all raise their game to help carry us. Because as I said, we are a senior-dominated team, and that's kind of how we have to ride this year.
And hopefully that volleyball experience carries over with so many guys playing soccer. That still was phenomenal. I was so excited. But
well, as you know, I'm a big firm believer of multi-sport athletes and crossover athletes, because what you learn from other sports can help in each other's sports. The different parts of the body and mind you're developing, and we saw that in the volleyball season for sure. And we hope they do a lot of practicing on jumping and leaping in volleyball, and we hope that can help us here in soccer this season.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to be here. Gentlemen, same, and good luck to you this year.
Thanks so much, Steve. Thanks for having us.
All right, that was the Independence Blue Devils boys soccer team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence. Up next, we've got the Independence football team, followed by the Cuyahoga Heights football team. And then I think we're going to go in the hallway and have a 7-on-7 or something with the two rival football teams. But that would be must-see TV. All right, so the Independence Blue Devils football team, head coach Rick Adams, joining us here on CVC TV. All right, Coach, I'll start with you. Go ahead and grab your mic and just go ahead and introduce yourself and the gentleman you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Blue Devils this year?
Hi, Rick Adams, head coach at Independence High School. I have three of my captains here. Number 9, Jack Kornick. Number 63, Tommy Erdman. And number 2, Carson Howard. You're going to see, I think, a lot of ball movement this year. We have a lot of, I think, good receivers. We don't have the Kyle Zigmont that we had a few years ago, but I think we have a very good receiving core this year, and we have our quarterback, Dom Narduzzi, coming back, who has a year under his belt, and he this summer has looked really good, commanding the offense. I'm excited about, again, our receiving core. They, I think, have done a really good job this off season, and Jack is going to be carrying the load in the backfield. He backed up Rory Corrigan last year, and when he had to fill in, he did a really good job for us. And so I'm excited to see what he'll be able to do on the field. Tommy is coming back as a 3-year starter at left tackle, and so he'll be anchoring the line. We have Ronan Cheddar coming back as a starter at right tackle. Beck Chris coming back as a starter at center. We have Owen Szymanski, who will be new at right guard, and Josh Luciano at left guard to round out the line. And we don't. Tommy's our biggest guy at about 220, 210. So we're not going to be a huge line, but I think we're an athletic line. So you're going to see, as I said, a lot of movement up front. Defensively, we lost Coach John Chirillo through retirement, and it's big shoes to fill. 37 years as a coach, and he was my right-hand guy. But we got Matt Burns, who is coming over from. He was the head coach at Parma High School. And he's a young, up-and-coming coach, and I'm really excited to have him and have all the confidence in the world. He's going to do a great job in filling John's shoes from last year.
All right, Coach, I'll come back to you after we talk to the guys. But, Jack, we'll start with you. Just go ahead, grab your microphone, and for the folks at home, introduce yourself, name, grade, and what positions you're going to play this year.
Hi, I'm Jack Kornick, senior, play running back, inside backer, punter, and kicker. Yeah, that's about it.
So Independence has lost two kind of program guys over the last 2 years. You had Kyle 2 years ago. This past year was Rory, and those guys, 4-year starters, multiple, both sides of the ball, just huge game breakers, big play guys. How do you replace that?
Well, we got a lot of new talent this year. Our junior class got a lot more guys in there. Got a lot of shoes to fill, but got guys to fill those shoes. So
you played a little bit behind Rory, saw plenty of game action, a lot of experience. How ready are you for this key role now? You're going to be the guy.
I'm pretty ready. A lot of off-season work, a lot of film studying, and should be good this year.
What's the scouting report on you?
Good.
I like it. Good. And obviously, Coach already mentioned it. You guys aren't real big up front. You're more athletic. Does that play into your ability, or do you prefer having big guys creating a big hole for you?
Well, obviously, the big guys will help the run game a lot, but we work with what we got. Running back-wise, might have to bounce that out a couple times. Got to look for the hole, but it'll be there.
And then Dom, obviously having that year of experience last year, grew up a lot. He's just a sophomore, right? Is it this year? Junior this year. Okay, so he was a sophomore last year. So he's got that experience coming back a little bit better. How good can this offense be?
I think offense could be pretty effective. Receiver-wise, got a lot of talent there. Running back-wise, me and Xavier Wilson, we could do some fun stuff back there, some talent there. And then quarterback-wise, he's a junior this year of experience. Last year played a little nervous. This year's got a lot more confidence. So that should play a big role in our offensive succeeding.
All right. So. Who are some of the guys that you expect to have a big year this year?
Rocco Wrestler is a big one. Andrew Stamp, he's a new player. He's pretty good. And Sam Crooks, going to be effective there. Yeah.
All right. And then what are your goals for this year?
Win as many games as we can. Have a winning season. Leave my senior year feeling good about Independence football.
Sounds good. Good luck to you. All right, Tommy, on to you. Grab that microphone. And for the folks at home, introduce yourself, name, grade, and positions.
Hi, I'm Tommy Erdman. I'm a senior. I play left tackle and nose guard.
So, Tommy, you come out as probably the most experienced lineman. Have you taken on a leadership role with that position group?
Yeah, with the 3 years experience, I'm helping our two new guys, Owen and Josh, learn. We're getting up. I think they're filling in the shoes that they're filling in great.
Because you guys aren't big up front, what do you do to kind of compensate for that?
Our big goal is just to come off the ball 100%, be fast, hit hard. Our big word this year is culture, and I think that's going to be our culture, is just come off 100% play after play.
Tough conference, some pretty good games in there. Obviously, the rival that's going to be here in a few minutes. You guys always circle that one, but just playing in this conference with so many local teams that you like to compete against, how does that help inspire you to go out and play your best each night?
We never forget those games. They're marked on our calendar from the second we start off-season workouts. We work towards them. They're our main focus. Conference champs is the goal.
As offensive linemen, you don't get to see what happens behind you often. You just have to trust and do your job. But just knowing you've got some experience back there, how does that help kind of settle you guys down?
It helps calm us a little because we know he has more pocket experience. He knows where to go, what to do if someone hopefully doesn't get through. But if they do, he knows how to get away, throw the ball quick. He's got that experience now, so more confidence.
Who are the offensive and defensive linemen that have really impressed you so far in camp?
Josh is doing a great job. Josh Luciano at left guard. And then we got Beck Chris returning at center. Owen Shemansky's doing a good job at right guard. And we got Ronan Cheddar coming back at right tackle.
New defensive coach, any changes? Anything more exciting that you're looking at?
Yeah, a whole new defense, but I'm excited about it. Seems we're going great. Yeah.
And what are your goals for this year?
Jack said it best, just win. I don't want to break our playoff streak this year. I want to keep it going, make it deep in the playoffs.
Outstanding. Good luck to you, sir. All right, moving on down all the way to the right on our screen. Go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and positions.
I'm Carson Howard. I'm a senior, and I play outside linebacker and I'm a wide receiver.
So Coach and Jack also talked about the wide receivers, so that group's pretty talented. Let's talk about those guys a little bit.
We have Sam Crooks. He's pretty good. He's good hands. Sam Bernhardt, pretty good. Andrew Stamp, also a quarterback, but he's really good at receiver. Just a lot of talent there.
And then how confident are you that Dom is going to be much better than last year and more confident in delivering the football?
In this offseason, he's been putting the ball in the right places. We've been doing really good. I don't know, like a lot of talent.
And then just from your linebacker position, talk about that group. We talked defensive linemen, talk about the linebackers.
The outside linebackers is it's going to be me and then Brad Bracco, the senior, Jack inside backer, and then Owen Szymanski or Owen Sipos as the other inside backer.
What do you guys try to do in this new defense? How does Coach want you to fly to the ball?
Our defensive backers, we have the weak side basically plays as almost like a second safety, and then our strong side attack the ball. Inside backers are a really good job getting to the ball, stopping the run game, but also stopping the pass game.
What kind of goals do you have for yourself this year?
For myself this year, I would like to. Last year I had one interception. This year I'd like to get at least 3, and then I would like to not miss as many tackles as I did last year. Work my way up, be a leader, do my best.
Give me some breakout players. Who you think's going to have a big year?
Jack Cornick,
Jack,
talent. Dom Doozy, Sam Crooks, Tommy Erdman, stopping the line from getting in, but also rushing the other line, the offensive line, getting sacks. I wouldn't say myself, because that's more of like a me, but also like our team. And Rocco wrestler, safety, wide receiver, pretty talented. Just a lot of shoes.
Cool. All right, good luck to you this year. Coach, back to you. We leave anybody out? I hope I had the guys talk about just about every position group out there. But, yeah, anyone else that's caught your attention in camp?
Yeah, definitely. Cy Jolliffe is returning as a starter at tight end and D-line. So he'll be playing DN for us. And Cy really came on strong last year. We had him at outside backer and then moved him to DN last year. And he really had a good second half of the season. So we, really anticipating him coming out strong this year. He's got good size, and we're really leaning on him at tight end. He's about 6'3", about 205, 210. He has good speed. So planning on doing a lot of things with him, countering, blocking down, obviously getting out into the pass routes. Tyler Miller is another receiver who has really stepped up and done a good job for us at the Z on the right side. Has good hands, runs good routes. And then Xavier Wilson has stepped up this year at running back with Jack. Very fast, so he gives us opportunity to do a lot of things with him and Jack in the backfield. And at linebacker, he really gets to the ball quick. So, I do want to – I can't not talk about that. Have to mention those guys.
Yeah, I saw Xavier in track, and I was like, oh, that kid is probably going to be a good football player. So good to hear that he's on track. But what are the keys to success this year? What's it going to take to compete with those guys in the red jerseys over there and maybe, compete for that conference title?
As always, stay healthy. The numbers that we have were in the low to mid-30s, so we definitely have to stay healthy. And we have a mix of guys coming back who have experience and guys who are new. So, getting us to gel quickly is going to be a huge key. But, I like what I've seen in this summer. We tested this past week, and we saw so many guys with big gains in the weight room this past week, where typically I would see guys either lose a little bit or stay where they're at because of the summer activities and stuff. But, it just shows that these guys worked over the summer and got stronger. So we're not, size-wise, we don't have the 250-pound linemen, but I think overall we're stronger than what we were last year as a team, and that's really, really encouraging.
All right. And then big game circled. I'm sure the Heights game. Any others that you're looking forward to? You have what's your opener? Is that
Columbia? That's always a battle. Columbia, Coach Ward does a fantastic job out in Columbia, and they have a all-state running back coming back as a 3-year starter. So he's a load to handle, and we'll have our hands full with that, but we'll be ready. But every game is important to us because if you circle one game, that means you might forget other games, and those we can't let those games slip by. So every game is important for us.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate you and the guys coming out today, and best of luck to you this season. That is the Independence Blue Devils football team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Up next, we've got the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves. Hang around. We're going to do that 7-on-7 in the hallway after. Coach Martin coming up here in enemy territory here at Independence. Wherever you want. The Red Wolves invading enemy territory here at Independence. Coach, welcome. I'm going to have you start out, introduce yourself, and then introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Red Wolves this year? Flip your microphone on. There's a little. There you go.
Al Martin here. I got Francis Connors to my left, Eddie Barrett, and Nick Novak. We're off to a good start here in camp. We've had some beautiful weather, which is great because we got to practice every day. We only had one day with some rain, which is a good opportunity for us to practice in that. Players have worked really hard. We've had some really good practices. We've come a long way since the beginning of camp. It's been a long summer with the extra days added. Kids have worked really hard, and we're really optimistic about a good season.
Boy, camp goes quick, though. And it started at, July 31st, and, First game is next week, so not a whole lot of time to prepare anymore. Is that hampered you a little bit, or just kind of roll with the punches?
No, it's not, because, they added those days in the summer, and they allow you to count 5 days towards the end of July in terms of your acclimation days with your helmets on and then shoulder pads and pants and stuff. So, for football has always been an all-summer deal anyway to get prepared, and our kids have always done a really good job trying to balance that with the other things they're doing, but we've really got great participation over summer, and we got it again this year. So I think the earlier it starts, just the better for the kids. I mean, you got to practice to get better, but at the same time, the games are what's fun. So The quicker you can go into those, it's great for the kids.
Looking at this year's squad, how does it compare to teams of yesterday?
We got a pretty good size offensive line this year. We don't have a lot of depth. Last year we had a lot of depth at the offensive line, maybe not quite as much size. So injuries have hampered us a little bit in 2 days. We got a bunch of kids with some injuries. But if we can stay healthy, I really think that we've shown a lot of promise here. We have some talented skill guys to go along with a pretty good size offensive line. So again, I think we got a good chance to be able to move the ball defensively. We've made a few adjustments in some of the things we're doing, and we're picking it up. Tomorrow's a good opportunity against Central Catholic to kind of see where we're at on the defensive side of the ball.
All right. Coach, I'll come back to you after we talk to the guys. Francis, we'll start with you. Just go ahead, grab your microphone, and for the folks at home, just go ahead and introduce yourself again, name, grade, and positions you're playing.
Francis Connors, senior, linebacker, tight end.
So just a guy that likes to get dirty and hit people.
Yeah.
And that's the wrestler mindset.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Good. All right, so coming out, obviously looking at this year, every season gives you a new opportunity to go out. How excited are you for this one?
I'm really excited. Obviously as kids, we always dream for our senior year and that senior year success. And, throughout camp, looking at the guys left and right of me, it's been really, really good. A lot of, seniors pushing younger grades, but even the younger grades pushing each other. And, team chemistry is really, really good right now, and just everything's looking good.
As a senior, this is your last chance to add to the Cuyahoga Heights legacy. How do you hope it ends up?
Hopefully with a state championship ring on my finger. But, we're just going to take it game by game, week by week, try to do our best every single week, and just be a family.
What would be the key to that success if you guys are to achieve that goal that you have set? What's going to be the key to that?
Just coming in every week with a new mindset, learn from the past week and just keep building it forward every single week, just getting better and better.
Looking at the offense, what's the strength of that unit?
Ground and pound. I think we're just going to run the ball. We got a big offensive lineman averaging over 250. We're just going to run behind them and just trust it.
All right, and then defensively, being a linebacker, that's probably one of my favorite defensive positions. What do you like about playing linebacker?
Field general, knowing where everything's going and just loving the film, watching, and just everything, controlling it.
Who are the key guys on defense?
Nick Novak, our nose guard, locking down the D-line. Myself and Eddie at linebackers, locking down that, and then Devin Diezik and Zach Armbrust in the secondary.
We talked about offense. You guys are going to run behind that big offensive line. Defensively, what do you try to do? Aside from try to keep the other team from scoring. But.
Well, that's the goal every week. We want to play physical, smash mouth football, not let anyone get a single easy yard, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Just let them know our presence.
Cool. And how different is this team from last year? Is there anything that you've noticed?
I think it's the same motive, same goals, same aspirations. We've learned from last year. I feel like we're a little closer this year. Everyone's just more of a family this year, and I like that a lot.
Give me a breakout player on offense and a breakout player on defense. Somebody that maybe nobody knows about right now, but after a couple games, everybody will know.
Breakout player on offense, Devin Diezik for sure. I think he's going to have a heck of a year. Breakout player on defense, I think it's going to be Eddie Barrett.
That's the guy next to you, Eddie?
Yeah.
All right, great segue. Eddie, we're talking to you now. So grab your mic. And same thing, just for the folks at home, go ahead and tell us who you are, name, position, and grade. Flip your mic up. There you go.
I'm Eddie Barrett. I'm a senior, and I play slot and outside linebacker.
All right, so let's start on defense. You're not the biggest of linebackers, so you have to play pretty tenaciously.
We get the job done, just play as physical as we can and see what we can do.
I like it. I mean, Cuyahoga Heights has always had that nasty defense. How do you fit into that mindset?
I think I'm just a physical player. I like to hit. I like to blitz. Go get the quarterback,
Outstanding. And then offensively, Francis said you guys are going to run a little bit more. So where does that leave you?
I mean, at slot, we kind of do it all. We block, we get the ball, we catch the ball. We, just an all-around player.
So you'll be included in that run game a little bit as well, and not throwing quite as much as they have in the past at times?
I think we can do it all right now. Our quarterback's looking solid right now. The pass game's always an option for us.
Throwing that jersey on, no matter coming to a media day or throwing it on for a scrimmage or a game, how much pride do you take in representing Cuyahoga Heights?
I mean, I've been at Cuyahoga Heights my whole life since pre-K, so I mean, this is where I've always been, and there's no other team I'd rather play for.
Give me some breakout players, offense, defense. Who do you think it's going to be?
I think I'll agree with Francis on Devin, but Nick Armbrust for sure can make some big plays in the pass game. And on defense, probably Kyle Porter stepping up in the middle linebacker position. I think he can make some big plays.
So I assume a lot of your offensive linemen play defense as well, so you're going to be big up front on both sides of the ball?
Yes, sir.
And then
two-way players all around.
All right, talk about your secondary then, since I'll talk offensive and defensive linemen with Nick.
We lost both our safeties, but I think we're filling in with some of the depth we have, and I don't think it'll be an issue at all.
What are your goals?
Win a state championship, shock the world.
I don't know if it would shock the world. I mean, you're always in the discussion, so it's not necessarily shocking the world, but it would be great. That'd be nice. So good luck to you, sir. All right, Nick, grab that microphone. Oh, I got to adjust my camera. You're bigger than the other guys. All right, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Name, grade, and positions.
I'm Nick Novak. I play right guard and nose tackle on defense.
All right, so Nick, coach, and all your teammates there said that you were big up front. So you big offensive line, big defensive line, but big guys don't always turn into big football players. So is that the case with your group? You guys you're big and good?
Yeah, we got some dogs up front, some fast physical linemen who are ready to hit.
As an offensive lineman, is there anyone you try to emulate, whether a college player, pro player?
Not really. I just like to play with my own style, just nice physical.
Being that, Francis is talking about this big run game now, a lot of pressure for the offensive linemen to get their jobs done. Are those guys mentally ready for that challenge?
Oh yeah, we're all just ready to run right down the throats of our opposing team.
All right, and then defensively, talk about that unit. Who are some of the guys who are going to make a quarterback have nightmares?
Yeah, we got Jeremiah Reed, who is a nice size, fast off the ball, ready to just hit the quarterback. And then we got some younger guys, Gavin Chamberlain, who's ready to hit. Some guys returning from injuries, Henry Clay. He's always ready to step in and take up the gaps and just run down the line, be physical. And then we got me.
How do you hope to add to the Cuyahoga Heights football legacy?
I hope to add a ring to the legacy. And then
it's been a few years, Coach. When was the last time you played for the state title?
That's a great question. About 5 years ago, I think.
Yep.
We went 2 years in a row back, like 17, 18 in there.
It's been a while. So, yeah, does that wear on you guys, you and your teammates?
Not really. We start every year with the same mindset, win a state championship. And, it's just a matter of time till we're back at it.
It's hard work, man. It's hard to do. Coach knows it's hard to get there and hard to win. It's tough, but all right, give me some breakout players. Who do you think is going to have a big year?
Last year, I think a breakout player this year is Fletcher Sturgill. His season got ended early last season, but I think he's ready to make a big impact at the QB. And then on defense, Anthony Rocco. He's a younger player, but he's always ready to come downhill, just hit the guys and make big plays.
Outstanding. Good luck to you this year. All right, Coach, back at you. You got to hear from your guys. I always ask coaches, in practice, you're coaching the guys up, but you don't often get to hear their perspective on how things are. What'd you think of what they had to say?
Well, it's a confident group, I would say, right? I mean, they set the goals high, and they've worked very hard. And obviously, you're right, it's really hard to get to that point. But if you don't set that as your goal, if you're not working towards something that's great, then you're never going to, be as good as you can be. So they've got a great goal, and it's lofty, and it's going to take a lot of hard work, and you might need a few breaks along the way, but it's a great place to start thinking about it. We know we got to play week to week, as Francis said, and every game's important. But every game, if you get better, we hope to be a much better football team at the end of the year than we are right now, and I think they'll continue to work hard and get to that goal.
How much do you talk to the guys about legacy every year? Like I said, Cuyahoga Heights is always in that discussion. They're, great small school program that's just exceeded expectations year after year. Couple down years recently, but still down years are still good years for most schools. But do you share that stuff with these guys?
We don't talk much about the goals. We let the kids decide what the goals are, the players. We do talk about things from the past, just in terms if we see something that we think is important to bring up. Here's how a team in the past handled this situation, or here's how hard they worked, or here's what they did at this time of the season to get better. We'll bring those things up. They still know a lot of the guys when they were younger, some of the guys who did achieve some great things here. So it hasn't been that long for our guys. So we'll occasionally bring that stuff up, but most of the time we focus on what they need to do to get better. We show them a lot of film. They get to watch themselves in practice, and we kind of focus on those things more, the attention to detail.
Got it. I asked the guys for some breakout players. Anybody they didn't mention that you want to mention that has impressed you in camp?
I think Derek DeSanz has had a really good camp. He's playing fullback for us, and he also plays outside linebacker. I think he's really worked hard on himself to get better, and we're expecting some big things out of him. I think he's going to have a good year. I think Henry Clay coming back from his injury and Fletcher coming back from his injury, they're two seniors who didn't spend a lot of time. We graduate some good football players, but when you come back with two guys who didn't really play last year who are seniors and good football players, I think, it's like picking up some
right,
transfers.
It's a bonus,
right?
yeah.
We do have depth at certain positions. I think we have a very strong offensive line, and we're just a little thin, and we're young at some spots. So, but if we can stay healthy, I think we had an opportunity to have a good season.
Outstanding. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate you making the trip out here, and best of luck to you this season. That's the Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolves football team here at CVC CVC Fall Sports Media Day. So, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Good luck to you this season. All right, and up next, we've got the Brooklyn Hurricanes girls soccer team. And on deck, let me check my schedule here. On deck, we've got Brooklyn football, followed by Harvey football, Harvey girls soccer, Lutheran West girls soccer, and then the Independence volleyball team will close out our first session here. And then we'll be back at 5 o'clock with the second session from Independence. And then, as I mentioned, on Sunday, we'll be out at Kirtland for the first of two Media Day events out at Kirtland, each on Sunday. So we'll be out there the 13th and the 20th. But right now, we're going to talk some Hurricanes soccer. Coach, I'll start with you. Go ahead and grab your microphone and make sure that black switch is up. Just introduce yourself, the ladies you brought with you, and then give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of your squad this year?
Okay, great. So I'm Allison Rafter. I'm the head coach at Brooklyn High School. This is my 10th season at Brooklyn. I brought along two players today, junior Rihanna Cogburn and junior Bella Loddick. So, take on our season. Last year, we only had 13 girls on our varsity team, and the girls and myself, we talked to a lot of our student athletes at Brooklyn, and we managed to get 11 more girls to come.
Wow.
So
that's a heck of a recruiting haul.
We did.
Nice job in the hallways, ladies.
And so now we're 18 on our roster. We're going to be very young, but what I see in the players that have come to our training sessions, have been part of our preseason session, is that they are committed. They want to learn about soccer. And some of them, they have caught on very quickly to how our system works. Some of them are still working through that. But it's really nice to have 18 players, and it's nice that my returning players are more than willing to help some of the younger, because our team's going to be young, some of the younger players, and I think we're going to just have a really good, solid team.
The numbers, obviously, that's great for the future when you've got a bunch of young kids with probably little to no experience, but it's better than not having numbers. So just getting that number of kids out, hopefully you can teach those kids something. They learn to love the sport. Maybe they tell a friend or two, and that hopefully cycles around, and then you don't have to fight for those numbers anymore. But it's great to see that kids are coming out. And again, kudos to the kids for recruiting their friends. That's great. So
and it's nice that they're, the girls, they talk to some of their friends who are just very strong student athletes. Some of them play other sports. So it was kind of nice, to get that competition mentality, coming to your squad.
Right. All right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to your players, but let's start right in the middle. Go ahead and grab your microphone, turn that thing on, and introduce yourself to the folks at home. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Bella Lodick. I am going into 11th grade, and I play center mid.
So, Bella, obviously you lost a great player last year, and obviously a few more since you had to do some recruiting in the hallways. But how do you feel about this season? Obviously, you got a bunch of young kids, that kind of thing. But going into your junior year, how excited are you?
I'm really excited. I'm really confident with our team, especially because they're all willing to put in the effort and work, and they've all been showing up to practices and working really hard during them. And none of them started out from zero. They all had some athletic abilities, and it's great to see them wanting to learn more about soccer as well.
Cool. And you're just going to be a junior, but you're one of the elder statesmen on the team then, since you have so many young kids. What are you doing to help them kind of develop their skills and learn the Brooklyn way?
Well, I feel like it's really important to not only play but also watch soccer. And with the World Cup going on, I've definitely let them know of game times and games that should be watched, and also just telling them about terms. Learning about soccer terms is important as playing on the field.
You have to invite them all over for a night of FIFA on PlayStation or whatever. Just play all night long, and team bonding. That'll help them learn the game. But so being such a young team, you're going to have some growing pains. And like I said, you're one of the older kids on the team. How are you going to keep everybody focused during those rough patches?
So it's very important that we all stay together as a team, and I think that confidence is another important thing. So even if we're down after a game, it's important that we keep going and keep encouraging them. It will be hard, and there's no doubt about that, but it's good because everyone's willing to keep going.
What is Coach's strategy? How do you guys try to set up your offense, prevent your opponent from scoring, that type of thing?
So we've been working a lot on positioning, which, again, is very important for the games. So we've been just going over during practices different positioning and what to do when. If the ball's over here, this is where we should be. If the ball's over here, this is where we should be. And we've been doing a lot of that.
Give me some players that have impressed you so far.
Lauren is one of our forwards. She is an upcoming sophomore, and she has been playing really well. She's a very experienced soccer player, has been playing for a while, and that's definitely reflective of how she plays on the field. And Olivia, she's a defender. She's also been playing. She's an experienced player. As a defender, she's very strong. Even her freshman year, she showed that she is a rock in the back.
Any player that you think is just going to surprise a lot of people?
I think a lot of the new players have potential, especially our keepers. They have been working really hard, and that's reflective in their play.
Cool. All right, well, good luck to you this season. Let's move on to your left. Go ahead and grab your microphone, and same thing. Introduce yourself for the folks at home, name, grade, and position.
Hi, my name is Rihanna Cogburn, and I'm a defender.
Basketball player, too?
Yes.
I remember you from basketball. Okay. So you've got that mentality. You guys had a pretty nice season, had some exciting wins down there at the end of the year. How can you carry that over to soccer?
I just say, what do you mean by that?
Just like you guys had that confidence you built in basketball because you won some big games. How can you carry that over and implement it in soccer, just to play with that type of confidence?
I say, just play hard. As a team, it takes a lot to grow together. And I just say, basketball, we didn't start off as a strong team, but we built our way to it with the team bonding and helping each other out.
What have you guys done as a soccer team to do that team bonding?
For team bonding, a couple of days ago, we just went bowling. It helped with communication on off and on the field, and it showed we can bond a lot.
Who won? Who's the best bowler?
I am, personally.
Look at that. All right. And then just so back to soccer, well, we can talk bowling another time, but back to soccer, what's your role on the field?
I'm a defender. This year, I see myself playing up a little more to help out in the middle. I say that we have a strong team up front, but to help back is what I really do.
Who is your goalkeeper or goalkeepers?
We have two. We have Madison and Ava.
And how are they coming along?
They're coming along really good. They're like new and experienced, so their help will be really good. And we have another coach that helps them with their skills as goalkeepers. So I see them developing really good.
Being a defender, what's your mentality as far as trying to defend? The ball's coming your way. How do you try to play that?
I say like just go and get it. I feel like defending is what I do because I love the aspect of like the challenge and seeing how the girl plays, and I just love going for the ball.
How much do you communicate with your teammates?
On the field, I communicate a lot. I try to help everyone out, and I try to talk as much as I can, like, because I know the field is really big. So I try to make sure they hear me.
For Brooklyn to win some games this year, what's it going to take?
It's going to take a lot of commitment. People showing up to practice, talking as a team, making sure we all have the right attitude.
What are your goals for this season?
My goals for this season is to grow as a team. I feel like we all started off like talking because everybody knows each other. I just feel like if we grow as a team more, it'll be perfect.
Outstanding. All right, well, good luck to you. All right, Coach, back at you. You got to hear from your players a little bit, and, you know, they both recognize the situation. You're going to be young. It's going to take a lot of hard work. What's it going to take to achieve some of that success, though?
Well, I think some of the things, and I don't think that the girls really, highlighted themselves. They're juniors, but they've been starters since their freshman year. They came right on and they started and they made an impact beginning their freshman year. So with Rihanna in the back, or if we decide to move her up to the midfield, she is defensive minded. We've had her mark up on many of our CVC opponents' best players before in the effort to shut them down, and she's always done a real good job. And then offensively. She's dangerous because people aren't expecting her to spring up and take the ball and go. So I want to give Rihanna some credit, and Bella too. Bella is she's been playing for us at a very consistent high level. Bella has a lot of insight into the game, and they talk about soccer IQ. I talk about like Bella because she analyzes things a lot and she understands what we need to do. Both of them do, but they're two different types of players. What are we going to need to do? The commitment, definitely, and the kids have been showing up, and we are going to be a young team, but I think once they start to play and they start to see like what the competition is, I think they'll do well. I'm just excited to have the numbers that we have, and I'm excited to have these two girls as our leaders on the team. So it's a really nice group of girls, and it's fun to coach them.
Playing in the Metro Division, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of breathing room. You've got to come ready to play every night. Is that good for a young team that they are just going to be pushed all the time? Or sometimes do you need to take a step back and say, we need to schedule a homecoming game here?
Well, the thing is that girls soccer has grown so much, okay? And especially in Division III, we are in a very tough conference. The Metro, I feel, is one of the best of our conference, and we have some really skilled players in our conference. But the thing is that other than scheduling our conference games, I schedule our independent games. And I think that over the years I've provided a good balance. Whatever type of team we've had good balance in scheduling teams. And sure, I can just have my conference team and then go out and play teams that maybe are startup programs or but that's not going to help. It's not going to help, and there's going to be some growing pains, but at the same token, we need to play competition, whether it's at our level or above our level, all the time.
Right, and it's developing that mindset where the players understand that, they might be better than us today, but we need to learn something, so next time we play them, we're even better, and that's what they, sometimes when you have young teams, especially teams that aren't as experienced as others, you may end up on some lopsided scores, and it's hard to maintain that focus. But, yeah, as long as they understand that there's a purpose behind it and you're getting better each time, then you can consider those as successes. So, good. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you ladies making the trip out here, and best of luck to you this season. Glad to see the numbers are growing. That's good.
Thank you.
All right, that's the Brooklyn Hurricanes girls soccer team out here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Up next, we've got a run of Hurricanes over here, so we've got the Brooklyn football team coming up next. Once again, I am Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director. We are broadcasting live from Independence High School. This CVC TV production is presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. This is the second of 4 Media Day events. We were out at Orange High School yesterday. Today we're here at Independence for 2 sessions. This one is nearing its conclusion, the first session, I should say. We've got Brooklyn football, followed by Harvey football, Harvey girls soccer, Lutheran West girls soccer, and then Independence volleyball. And we will begin the second session at 5 o'clock with Independence girls soccer. And up now we have the Brooklyn Hurricanes. So here we go. Brooklyn Hurricanes football. Coach, welcome. I'm going to start with you and just go ahead and introduce your guys, introduce yourself and the guys you brought with you, and then just give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of your squad this year?
I'm Tim McFarland. I'm the head football coach at Brooklyn High School. With me I have 2 seniors, Jackson Diller, who is our quarterback and defensive back, outside linebacker, and Dylan Smith, who is second in all-time leading tackles for the Brooklyn Hurricanes.
Wow.
So, as we start the season with 1 more to go, I'm sure he'll set the record. This year, we are welcoming Beechwood into our side of the conference, and we feel pretty optimistic about our season this year. These guys have been working hard. We've had a great year in the weight room. People have worked exceptionally hard this summer. We've had a couple of 7-on-7s that have gone pretty well. So we feel very comfortable about where we are. Our numbers are still a little low. We don't have a whole lot of seniors this year, but the seniors we do have are good leaders, and I think that we're in a position to continue to build on what we started the last couple years.
All right, Coach, I will come back to you after I talk to the players. We'll start right there in the middle. Same thing, grab a microphone and introduce yourself for the folks at home. Name, grade, and positions. Oh, flip that microphone up. There you go.
I'm Jackson. I play quarterback, like an outside linebacker, and then I long snap for the team too. I'm a senior, and yeah.
So quarterback, linebacker, long snapper, and you drive the bus. So
pretty much.
All right, good. So, I mean, going in senior year, how excited are you?
I'm excited, but a little, sentimental because it's probably the last season I'll ever play football, too.
I ask most of the kids, you're going into your senior year, you have to be excited, but at the same time, every snap you take gets you closer to the last one, and it goes quick. So, yeah, hope you enjoy it. But, yeah, what do you think, how optimistic are you that this is going to be a good year?
I'm very optimistic. We have a lot of talent. Every day I'm getting more comfortable with my receivers, the connections there, timing's there. Defense, I think our defense looks good. Tackling, we're getting better at tackling every day. And just care a lot about the team too.
What is your strategy on offense? What do you like to do?
Right now, I think we're pretty balanced, I'd say. I feel like we run the ball a lot, It's probably, I'd say, run 60 and then pass 40.
Who are your running backs?
We have a junior and a sophomore. Junior is Sean Morrow, and sophomore Dominic Pytel. So we have those two guys right now.
And who are you throwing the ball to?
We have sophomore Avion, sophomore Rajon, junior Aiden Starr, senior Dylan, another junior Kevin. And then I think there's a sophomore Lyle. So we have a bunch of options.
All right. Tough conference, adding Beechwood too. So, they're a big athletic team and can push you as well. Independence, Cuyahoga Heights, and so you're familiar with that. How much does that inspire you to come out and just work hard every day just to get better so you can compete with those teams?
It inspires me a lot because I haven't beat these guys in a lot of sports, but I want to beat them for my last year for football at least.
Outstanding. And then defensively, you were a linebacker. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like an outside linebacker. We call it a spur.
Okay. And how do you approach that position?
I approach it. That's the position I like the most while playing football. I think my best trait for that position is containing the outside. I don't let many people get outside. I'm a pretty good open field tackler.
All right. And who are the guys on defense that are going to have a big year for you?
Well, the guy right next to me, Dylan. I think a guy named Kevin. He plays him, but the opposite side. I think he'll have a big year. We have a safety named Aiden Starr. I think he'll have a big year. And then up at the end, we have a kid named Johnny Treska. He's a sophomore. I think he'll have a big year too.
What's going to be the key to this team going out and competing and sustaining that competitiveness each week?
Probably just our mindsets, because the talent and everything is all there. It's just all in the mind now.
And what do you guys do to develop that mindset?
Just come out, practice, work every day, give it your all, give it your best.
Yeah, I assume you guys are team leaders and people look up to you. How do you handle that role, that leadership role?
I don't know. I just kind of go to practice every day, get people to do what they do, tell people what to do, just go from there.
All right. Give me a breakout player on offense and defense, somebody that maybe not too many people know about right now, but after a couple games, everybody will know.
Breakout player, I'd say Dominic Pytel, the running back.
Okay.
And then for defense, I'll say Johnny Treska, the left end.
All right. And what are your goals for senior year?
I want to have 30 touchdowns and under 5 picks for offense, and then 100-plus tackles for defense.
Lofty goals.
Yep.
Go for it. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to your left. Go ahead. Same thing. Introduce yourself, name, grade, and positions.
Hi, I'm Dylan Smith. I'm a senior, and I play strong side linebacker and receiver.
So you're coming in number 2 in the all-time career tackles. What's the record?
I don't know what the official number is, but I know I need 124 to break the career tackle record.
So that's 12 a game, regular season. Yeah. Maybe make a run to that state title. I'll help you out a little bit, yeah. But yeah. So how do you approach? I mean, that's a lot of tackles to go into your senior year. Just that's one average season for you to break it. So, but what's been the key to your success?
Mainly, I just look at it as we're on defense. We have to be physical and dominant and go and want to hit, and that's how I've looked at it. My whole life of playing football is just got to be physical and dominant. I don't try and I'm not targeting for the record. I just want to do my job, do my role, and get tackles and be a part of a strong defense.
Have you noticed teams kind of paying more attention to you because of your productivity?
I think when film goes in, beginning of last year, not as much, and I think as the year went on, I think I noticed more linemen kind of targeting our linebackers, because I think they were one of the main parts of our defense being so good and dominant was our linebacker play, and I think I noticed more linemen coming after us and trying to take us out of plays.
What's going to be, if you break that record, what's going to lead to that? What's the result?
I think just proud, and hopefully I hope eventually someone else will break that record, and I want program to continue to do good, and that's what records are for, made to be broken.
Absolutely. Talk about the strength of the defense. Where's it come from?
Like I said, I think our linebackers, they play great. They, are good in coverage, and they do great at containing outside and coming up to hit. And I think, when if it's a run-heavy team, we adjust and we don't let them run, and we force them to now throw the ball on us where they're not as good, and, we can cover better and kind of play on their strengths and weaknesses better.
When things are going well, everybody's happy, patting each other on the back. When things aren't going well, guys start to hang their heads. Who are the players that bring them back? Who kind of refocuses everybody?
I'd say probably the seniors and juniors of the team. They if we have a bad play, a big run, forget about it. We got to move on to the next play. We can't worry about a play that happened. That's done now. We have to move on and don't let that happen again and learn from it.
What are your goals for this year besides that record?
Yeah, I think just having a good positive record and do good in our conference, and make a playoff push and go long in the playoffs. And of course, everyone wants that title.
Absolutely. Who are some of the breakout players that you think are going to have a big year for Brooklyn?
I think Jackson here going to quarterback. He was a receiver last year, but he's played quarterback, and I think they're not going to be used to him at quarterback, and I think he's going to do a good job. And I think defensively, I think Aiden Starr will. He had a season cut short last year due to a concussion. I think teams aren't going to be ready for him, and he's going to come back and play better than he did last year.
Is he the good basketball player or baseball player?
Baseball player.
Baseball. I knew it was one of the two. I just couldn't remember which. So, all right. Well, good luck to you, sir. And I'll be watching that tackle record. Hopefully you'll hit that this year. That'd be great. So, all right, Coach, back to you. Heard a lot from you guys. Are you comfortable with your message being received?
Yeah, I think it is. As I mentioned earlier, we've had a tremendous year in the weight room. Guys are really starting to understand that it's a year-round sport. We have a lot of guys, being a smaller school, that are playing other sports. Jackson is an excellent baseball player. Dylan is an excellent wrestler. And I think that really helps him on the football field a lot as well. So,
100%.
Yeah, but guys are playing other sports. When they're not, they're lifting and working out, and I think through camp, because there aren't a lot of seniors and we've got a lot of juniors and sophomores, there's really been a unity developed, and that's a compliment to the seniors because they've included everyone and brought everyone in and made them feel part of the team and part of the process.
These guys have both talked. They think the talent is there. They think they can be competitive. What's going to take them over the top and make that a reality?
I think experience. We're still a pretty young team. They mentioned a lot of juniors and sophomores when you talked about breakout players and things. And I think as we gain experience and gain a belief in ourselves as an offensive, defensive unit, special teams units, I think there'll be continuous improvement throughout the year. And I think the sky's the limit for this team. We do have a lot of talent. They're right. There are a lot of guys on this team that can play. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the development and seeing these guys play all fall.
I asked the players for some breakout players that they think are going to have big years. Any guys that have impressed you in camp that maybe surprised you a little bit?
There's a lot of guys that have talent. They mentioned Don Pytel, who's our running back, who could be a breakout player. Avion Berta, who's a receiver, could be a breakout player. He also plays corner on defense. A lot of our linemen are probably some of the stronger linemen I've seen in a long time. As I mentioned, Johnny Tresca. Johnny is a very strong, big kid. Nick Sapinski is a very strong, big kid. The two of them have worked very hard. Christian Douglas is another one that is a big, strong kid. These are all linemen. And I think we're going to have one of the strongest lines. This will be my third year. In the 3 years I've been there, this is probably the strongest offensive line or team overall that we've had since I've been there.
And there's a cliche that says you win football games up front, and it's because of those linemen. And so you're off to a good start. It sounds like you've got a good quarterback, good running game, good passing game. You got the defensive standouts. So it's all coming together, it sounds like.
I think so. And, having Jackson really understands the game and the game plan. And it's almost like having another coach on the field. When he says he's working with these younger guys and helping them understand what to do, he means it. He's played wide receiver. He knows the routes. He knows where people should be on time. and is exceptionally accurate with the football. And it really does a nice job. And even Dylan, last year, you were talking about that number he needs to break the record. I think last year Dylan had over 120 tackles, if I'm not mistaken, in 10 games. So it is possible for him to break that record, and I have every confidence he'll do it. Very determined young men, both of these guys, and good football players, and I'm glad they're on my team.
Outstanding. All right, Coach and gentlemen, I appreciate you making the trip out here for Media Day, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was the Brooklyn Hurricanes football team. Up next, we've got the Harvey Red Raiders football team here at Independence High School for the 2023 CVC Fall Sports Media Day. We were out at Orange High School yesterday. We'll be at Kirtland on August 13th and August 20th. And today we are at Independence for 2 sessions. We've got Harvey football coming up to the stage now, followed by Harvey girls soccer, Lutheran West girls soccer, and then the Independence volleyball team will close out this first session. We will start the second session at 5 o'clock with the Independence girls soccer team. Once again, our CVC TV productions all are presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, a great partner for the CVC that has allowed us to do so many cool things, including these Media Day events and all of our live streams, which will begin next Thursday with a matchup of Grand Valley against Conneaut in a Thursday night football game. So that'll be our first CVC TV broadcast of the season. So we're definitely looking forward to that and welcoming Conneaut into the CVC this year. So, Coach, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm going to have you start out and just introduce yourself and then introduce the players you brought with you and then give us an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of your squad this year?
Absolutely appreciate you having us. I think it's really great that the CVC puts us on for our young men and women of the conference. My name is Mickey Mockner, head football coach at Harvey High School. With me I have senior Xavier Nurse, senior Katori Henry Shaw, and then sophomore Sean Austin. We return a lot from last year. We feel like this is the most talented group we've had over the last 4 years. And, if we do the things that we are capable of doing, it could be a special year in Painesville, Ohio. So the sky's really the limit for us. It's just really on these guys to come in and do the work every single day and take care of business.
Obviously, the expansion of the CVC created some new divisions, and I think in football it's probably most prevalent than in other sports. I think in football the divisions now are more balanced than ever, and I think you guys are in a comfortable place along with some of those Ashtabula County teams, that kind of thing. How comfortable are you that it's a good fit for you?
We love our conference. I think week in and week out it's competitive. We play. Berkshire has beat us the last 2 years. Cardinal beat us a couple years ago, but every game is within a score. Crestwood, we've had some good matchups with them, but Kirtland's also in our division. So obviously they're the team to beat. Eventually, there's going to be a CVC team to beat Kirtland, and hopefully, if we do things we're supposed to do, that why not us? At the end of the day, right. So. Really feel like it's a good fit for us, and hopefully we can stay in the Valley going forward.
And you were part of that three-way tie last year for the conference title, right?
Yeah, that just shows how competitive that conference is, or how competitive that division was week in and week out.
Right, and yeah, you just never know. Everyone's so balanced, and aside from Kirtland dropping in there, but like you said, somebody eventually is going to knock them off, and who better than Harvey, right? All right, Coach, I'm going to come back to you after I talk to your guys, so we'll work right from your left to right. Go ahead, grab that microphone, and introduce yourself for the folks at home. Name, grade, and positions you play.
Xavier Nurse. I'm a senior. I play center and defensive tackle.
I thought you were the quarterback. Are all the offensive and defensive linemen your size?
We have a few.
So you got some big guys up front. Good. All right. So let's talk offense first. How good can that unit be? I mean, you're going to win a lot of football games if that offensive line can be dominant.
Yeah. We got a lot of depth on our offense this year. We have a good wide receivers. We got some good linemen this year. And hopefully we could just execute, be physical off the ball, be fast, and execute our plays that we had this year.
Who are the guys on the offensive line that have impressed you so far in camp?
Right now, everybody actually. Like, we all have improved. We got faster, stronger. We've been off season, been in the weight room a lot. We all been practicing very hard.
What's the scouting report on you? How do you play the game?
I'm a team player, so I just make sure that like my people to my left and right are good. I just make sure I do my part of my job so everybody can do their job.
And now let's flip over to the other side. Defensive. What did you play on defense?
Defensive tackle.
Tackle. So how does coach use you? What does he try to do? Are you just filling gaps, or are you trying to get to the quarterback?
I fill gaps, and if I need to get to the quarterback, I can get to him. But yeah, I fill gaps. Yeah.
You can get to the quarterback and greet him rudely. That's the plan, at least. So, and then defensively, same guys on offense playing defense, or are there some other guys mixed in?
There's some other guys. That's a good thing that we have guys to play. We don't have to play both sides. Like we have a good depth on offense and defense of the ball.
Coach has been here now how many years? This fourth year. So you've been a senior. He's been there the whole time. How have you seen the program shift under Coach?
It's a big shift. It's a lot of improvement. Like he's made a big difference when he got here, and you can see it.
When you look at this year's team, how high is the ceiling? What do you think this team can accomplish?
The standards are high. That's one thing we've been saying is raise the standards. So I think this year we got a lot of accomplishments to make.
What kind of goals do you have for yourself senior year?
One goal is I wanted to make All Ohio, but I just overall have a good season.
And then last one for you is I always ask the kids, give me a breakout player, somebody that maybe nobody knows about right now, but after a few games, everybody will know.
Everybody.
Everybody?
I say everybody.
That's a good answer. And you're the first one that said it. So now everyone at home is going to come in and start saying everybody, and it's going to be good. You started a trend, I'll bet. All right, good luck to you, sir. Let's work your way down to the left there. Grab that microphone and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and positions you play.
Katori Henry Shaw, senior. I play corner and free safety.
At the same time, you must be pretty fast. What do you like better?
Both. It's really the same thing, really, like, but the difference is, free safety, like, you really got to take charge of the defense at free safety. But I like both of them.
Is that a role you're comfortable with, being in charge?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about that?
I would just say, like, not only, like, if, like, I'm getting better, but I'm also, like, getting the younger guys ready or the people in my grade ready. So, like, it's a team thing. It's
right.
Really a team thing.
And that's one of the most often overlooked aspects of a responsibility for upperclassmen is they lead, but they don't really spend the time with those younger guys to develop them. So good to hear that you're doing that. But what's the strength of this Harvey defense this year?
I would say everybody, like what Zavi was saying, it's like a lot of things. Like once we come together as a team, like it's gonna be really scary. We still got a few things to work on, but that's with everybody. But we're gonna be a really good team.
They always say you win football games up front, and I think that's more true on the defensive side of the ball, because if you've got a defensive line that can disrupt the offense, good things are going to happen. If your offensive line isn't that good, you can game plan around that to an extent. But, man, if that defensive line is good, so how good is your defensive line?
Really good.
You get to see those guys up front. Yeah. So what are they like? How do they play the game?
Really aggressive, like a really aggressive style. And like what I like about the defense, like the line is like they're helping each other out. Like when somebody makes a bad play, we not just getting on them like this and that. Like we really coaching them up. So,
give me your scouting report.
On like the defense.
No, on you.
On myself.
Yep.
I'm a good player. I'm a team player. I'm a real team player. I still got a few things to work on myself, but I'm a team player.
Till you're in the NFL Hall of Fame, you got a lot of stuff to work on. So, recognize it and do it. That'll get you far. But, all right, give me some breakout players. Who you think's going to have a big year for the Red Raiders?
Everybody, like Zavi said.
See? Trendsetter.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good deal. And what are your goals for this year?
I would say not only, for myself to get better, but like I said again, to get the younger guys ready because they're going to be the face of the culture around like after the seniors leave. So get the younger guys ready.
And that's one key, and I'll talk to Coach about this too. Now that he's in his fourth year, you guys have had him for 4 years. It's time for you to leave behind a legacy. What do you hope that is?
I would say, just like changing like legacy. I would say, just leaving behind like that, like good, positive vibes. Like, when they look, like when they see me, they see, like a leader, not one of them leaders that's, always yelling at somebody. Like, you have to like coach everybody like differently. Some people can't take like that constructive criticism like another player could take. So I would say just, leaving positive vibes.
Great. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, on to you. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks at home. Name, grade, and position.
Sean Austin, sophomore, running back and linebacker.
And Sean, I want to see your birth certificate because I swear I've been reading or writing about you for like a decade. But do you have a brother or older brother or something?
No, I have a couple older sisters.
So the Alston name just sounds so familiar to me. But do you play basketball too, or what?
I used to.
All right. What other sport do you play? Anything?
Track.
Okay. So I know your name, and just to hear that you're a sophomore, it's like, man, that doesn't sound right because I feel like I've been writing about you forever. But coming in, you're here with a couple of seniors, so obviously Coach has a high impression of you. Why is that?
I just feel like I'm mature for my age, but he also trusts me and believes I can do some of the things that the older guys can do. So, yeah.
What's the plan for you this year? How's Coach going to use you?
I say we just have to wait and see.
No secrets. Yeah. All right. And when you look at this year's team, how different is it from last year?
Well, I feel like we're more together, and I feel like we're more physical as a team. I feel like this off season we got in the weight room a lot more numbers, so I feel like we're more physical.
So these two guys, like I said, have been with Coach for all 4 years. This is your second year. Do you sense a shift in the culture at Harvey just from what you knew before?
Yeah, for sure. Like, before you got here, it was, like, down the drain, as a lot of people may know. Like, you got here, more numbers, more players has came, more of a standard has become, and just more of a opportunity for kids to, like, get out of here and go to college, too. So, yeah.
That's big. Good. So a lot of excitement around the program this year?
Yeah, for sure.
And where do you think the ceiling is for this team? How high?
The ceiling, I believe we can go 10-0, for real. And I want to host a playoff game. That's one of our goals, host a playoff game for the first time. So, yeah.
First time in school history? It's never been done? All right, so good. Good goals. Got any breakout players? I've asked the other guys. Who do you think is going to have a big year?
It'll be a little different. I feel like Chase Goins is going to have a great year. Armani Hall and Chris Burke. Chris Burke is another running back. I feel like they'll have a breakout year.
All right, and what are your goals for this season?
As Zavi said, I want to, of course, want to be all Ohio, but just like I said, host a playoff game and hopefully leave a mark on this year's team.
Outstanding. Well, good luck to you, sir. All right, Coach, back at you. And so, one of the things I've asked the kids is just about that culture. You're in your fourth year. By now, if it's going to work, it's going to work. Otherwise, it's not. But I think it's working. I think you've heard the guys. Do you feel your message is being received?
You hope so, and you hope that they kind of repeat the same things that you say and bring the standard down, because sometimes it's better to hear it from their peers than to hear it from a coach or an adult. But this year's team just feels a little bit different. This is the first year we really had competition in basically every single spot, and before, this just where we were at as a program. If you were a guy who was one of our top guys, when you came to practice, whether you were there every single day, you were going to have to play just for us to be competitive. But this year, we have a lot of guys who are kind of very equal in talent level, and it's really made for some good competition. It's also made it so guys understand that every day is mandatory. You can't just take a day off and pick and choose when you want to be there. If you're not there, you're not going to play. So I think one of the things we've implemented this year was posting a public depth chart for these guys to see every single day, and now they know where they stand and what things they need to do to get better, and there's no complacency on a day-to-day basis. That helps too.
Right, and as you mentioned, by putting it there publicly, it's earned, and you know where you stand, and
Absolutely.
You want to move up that ladder, you show up and work harder and do those things.
Without
But we talked to Xavier there, and you got a big dude right there, and if the rest of those guys are nearly that size, you're going to have a pretty big offensive line. Are they as athletic as they are big?
I think so. I think I think our in the middle and on our tackles we're very big. Zavi's I think 6 foot, 350-ish. We got Christian Cowan at tackle. He's probably 6'4", 275-ish. Then we got PJ Edwards, who's at our other tackle, who's probably about 6'3", 275. But our guards are smaller, but they can move. So we think we have a good opportunity for us to do some down blocks and pulling with our guards and then get up to the next level. So I think it suits who our personnel is. And so looking forward to seeing what these guys can do together.
And then just offensively, when you've got a big line like that, that allows you to do so much. Are you taking advantage of that? Any new wrinkles? Again, don't share secrets, but anything new you're trying to implement?
Not too much. I mean, just execution. I think sometimes this is the first time I'm not going to call plays. I gave that duty up to another one of our coaches, but we as an offensive guy, you can sometimes see all this stuff on TV on Sundays and Saturdays, but man, I want to put that play in. That looks great, but you can't do everything.
Right.
High school football is all about execution, and the simpler we can be, that we can do more things we can be more multiple. We can do the same thing out of multiple formations. I think that makes us a little more dangerous, but we've been very blessed to have, we have our quarterback back who's started 10 games for us last year. We're loaded at receiver. In the last 2 years, we've had Sean and Blaze last year. Blaze is going to Gannon, just arrived at Gannon as a freshman year, but Chris Burt was the name that Sean mentioned. To basically have a 2 or 3-headed monster in the backfield, it makes us dangerous as well. So really looking forward to seeing what that collective unit can do together.
Absolutely. And then defensively, we talked a little bit too, but what's your style? What do you hope those guys can go out and do on a Friday night?
So that's probably the biggest question mark for us right now. I think our defensive line, we graduated 3 of our 4 starters on the defensive line. We have some young guys who have really stepped up, and we're looking forward to what they can do. I think about Manny Torre. Xavi's going to have to fill in some voids here at tackle for us, but Deion Crawford, who's a senior, took on more of a leadership role, and same with Amari Bolden. Norier Jones is another name for the defensive line, and we feel he can play pretty well for us. And linebacker, obviously having Sean, and then Devon Badley, who was an All-Ohio guy for us last year as a junior, and then Levi Mullen, who, outside of these guys up here, has probably put in the most work in the weight room this offseason to go from basically 175 last year to 200 this year just by being in the weight room every single day. So I think we have some talent on that side of the ball. And then our DBs, we have Katori, who, I think he could be one of the best players in Northeast Ohio, and he's probably a name that's really unknown right now because he's had some injuries that he's had to deal with the last couple of years. But with him and some other guys, I think we have a chance to be really special in the secondary as well.
All right. And just before I let you go, I have nothing but high praise for the coaches at Harvey right now. Been covering high school sports for 24 years, and there's been a lot of apathy at Harvey and just this group that I see coming up next to. And I tell Natalie all the time, I tell Betsy, just their commitment shows the kids that they care. And your commitment's doing the same, and the kids buy in, and then they care, and that passes down. And so I think good things are in store for Harvey all across the board just because kids are realizing, we do matter, and they're seeing it, and that's a testament to the coaches, and so well done there, sir.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, consistency is key for us. The more and more coaches that we can get to stay here for multiple years is great. I mean, even from our football staff, the whole staff is pretty much back from the last 4 years. It's been the same, so it's been really good for us, and we can build on it. We can learn how to work together, and so on and so forth. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what Harvey can do not only in football but in all sports.
Outstanding. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate you making the trip out here, and good luck this season.
Thanks for having us.
All right. That was the Harvey Red Raiders football team, and now we're going to go to the Harvey Red Raiders football team. So Harvey girls soccer, come on up. Up next, we'll have the Lutheran West girls soccer team, and as I mentioned, Independence volleyball will close out this first session. We'll be back at 5 o'clock. So we're cruising right along here at the CVC Fall Sports Media Day live from Independence High School. Once again, presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. That sponsorship allows us to do a lot of cool things in the CVC, including these media days and our live stream of football games, soccer games, volleyball, basketball, wrestling, you name it. So we're trying to add a little bit more each year, and hopefully we'll get to where my vision is eventually, but we're on our way. So Harvey Girls Soccer, welcome. Coach, I'm going to start with you. Let you go ahead and introduce yourself and the girls that you brought with you, and then just give us an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Red Raiders this season? Flip your mic up there. There you go.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. So we have our 3 captains this year. So left to right, we have Cynthia Flores Rangel. She is a defender. And in the middle, we have a rare freshman captain, Giselle Moreno, who is our central midfielder. And to my left is Melina Nila, who is a senior defender. So we're excited about the leadership that they bring. So they're probably tired of hearing me say this, but we believe we can have the best season that Harvey's had in a decade. I think it's been about 10 years since we've had a winning season, and we really believe it's going to change this year. We have a committed group because we've stressed commitment from when we lost our playoff game last season. So for the whole off season, we've been playing futsal Sunday afternoons. Coach Hoffers, who's here today, he provides a catered lunch. It's brought our team together.
Wait, a catered lunch?
Catered
And
lunch.
what day does this take place?
You'll have to
Hoffer,
talk to
I haven't
Coach
gotten my
Hoffer about
invitation. All right, go ahead.
Right on. So that set us up for a great summer. We went to the Canfield Classic tournament. We had an upset win. We had a great showing. We won our preseason game versus Cornerstone Christian 2 days ago. Big 1-0 win for us. So we feel like great things are in store, and it's because of commitment. That's our buzzword this season.
That Canfield Classic has a lot of really good teams out there, so that's good competition to see. I know Coach Braddock from Kirtland goes out there, and he tells me all the time it's some of the best competition they see, and yeah, so that's great just to challenge these girls and give them a taste of what it takes to play at that level.
Yeah, we were actually expecting to lose badly, but we wanted the girls to have that experience, but they certainly surprised the coaches, and I told them now we have expectations, and then frankly that's a great thing.
Absolutely. Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to the girls. I'll start all the way at the end, and that's Cynthia, right? Cynthia, grab your microphone and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position for the folks at home.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Flores. I'm a senior and a defender.
Cynthia, I've written your name many years, so you've been around, a lot of experience. How do you feel heading into this senior year?
Well, it's very bittersweet. My 4th year of soccer. I'm just ready to get on the field and play hard and finish the year great.
So you know where Harvey started and you know where Harvey is now, and Coach is talking about some of those summer successes. How can you bottle that excitement up from the summer and what you accomplished, carry it over to the fall?
I played with some great people, started with new faces, young faces. I'm just ready to be able to help them out in the defensive line, just help everyone get more confident. And I'm just ready to bottle up everyone's energy and just show it up on the field.
Harvey football was just up here. I don't know if you heard me talking to Coach Mockner, but I've seen the cultural shift at Harvey. I see coaches that are committed, and I see the success that's following it. Coach Hoffer knows that from the girls wrestling team, from soccer last year, just from a lot of things that are happening at Harvey. And so are you sensing that? Do you see the commitment trickling down?
Yeah, I can definitely say that this year I feel like we're all very determined. We're all ready to prove what we have. We have a lot of young players, new players that have never played soccer before. I think we're all just ready to just compete, show what we can do.
We'll talk about some players in a moment, but just from a tactical standpoint, what does your team try to do offensively and defensively?
Defensively, we're trying to hold our line together, just help support the midfielders and the forwards, and offensively, just trying to better pass the ball, communicate, just trying to take the ball up down the field.
And as a senior, how are you imparting all the wisdom you've gained over the last 3 to some of these younger players?
Just trying to help everyone be confident on the field, just trying to create a positive atmosphere with everyone. I don't want anyone to be scared on the field. I want everyone to be able to do whatever they can, and as long as they're giving 100%, then that's all that matters to me.
What are your goals for this last year of high school soccer?
Definitely trying to keep a clean sheet for a lot of the games. Just trying to create some great teamwork with everyone, so for the next year they're even better.
All right, and then I've asked all the kids, from your perspective, give me a breakout player, somebody that maybe nobody knows about, and you can't mention the Fab Fresh to your right because I'm going to get to talk to her, so you have to name somebody else. But who do you think is going to have a breakout year? Somebody that nobody knows about right now, but after a few games they will.
Definitely both of our forwards. We have Diana Soto. She's a sophomore. She's short, but she's super quick. She knows how to play the ball, knows how to move it down the field. And as well as Deanna, never played soccer before, but she's fitting right in, and she's done some great plays so far for someone who's never played.
Great. All right. Well, good luck to you this senior year. I hope it goes the way you want it to. You've earned it. All right, Fab Frosh, go ahead, grab that microphone and introduce yourself to the world. Name, grade, and position.
I am Giselle Moreno. I am a freshman, and I play center mid.
So yesterday we had a sophomore captain, and we talked quite a bit about that because that doesn't happen often. A freshman captain, how did that happen?
I think I know how to read the game pretty well, and I've been with them since last year during summer practices.
You look a little shy with a microphone in your hand, but I bet that's not the case on the field because you can't be shy and be a captain. Is that the case? You talk a little bit more on the field? Yeah. All right. What is it about your game that has caught your coach's attention and your teammates' attention to name you a captain?
I think, like I said, reading the game pretty well, communicating. I like to talk. But
do you feel any added pressure now that you're a captain as a freshman?
Not really. I think that I know that everybody has my back. Like, they're there for me, and if I know I have that support, then I have no pressure.
So you're not nervous at all. You're just give me the ball and let me run with it.
Yeah.
Good. All right. What kind of goals do you have for this freshman year?
I told myself I didn't want to score this year. I just want to get the ball up to our forwards, Yana and Diana. But I think since I'm in the middle, I have people around me. I want them to score. They're older. I have more time. So
but if it's there, you'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. From your perspective, any players that you think are going to have a big year?
I think Katie. She's another defender, and Janelle Montgomery. She's another one that just started playing this year.
All right. Well, good luck to you in this freshman year. I hope it goes the way you want it to and the way your coach expects it to, because that would have to be a pretty good year.
Thank you.
Oh, Mike.
On the way over, we said we had to tell you that Giselle is a wrestler, and she's
a
wrestling.
Yeah, Hoffer got to her. I see.
State champion as
an
8th grader.
Oh, I like it. Oh, we got to go back. Hold on. We're going back. So, state champion as an 8th grader. When did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling my 8th grade year.
So 1 year and you're a state champion.
Yeah.
Now, you know it's going to get a little bit harder as you get up there. I'm sure Hoffer's told you that. But, I mean, what did that do when you won a state title? What did that do for your mentality and your desire to get better?
I think that it really showed who I was. I was gone for over a month in Mexico. So when I came back, I knew I had to put in the work. Like, I knew I wanted it since the beginning. So I think just having to put in the work and being really committed is what you need.
Outstanding. Well, Harvey's got a thriving girls program, and I hope it gets bigger and bigger. So welcome. I like it. All right. Congrats. All right. Grab your mic and go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks at home. Name, grade, and position.
Hello, my name is Melina Nila. I am senior captain. I play center defensive mid.
Coming into senior year, same question as Cynthia. How you feeling about that? It's a little bit, like she said, a little bittersweet. You're excited to be a senior, but every time you kick that ball, it's getting you closer to the end of your career.
Yeah, very excited and kind of sad. Season goes by really fast. I'm already a senior. It went by fast. Played all my 4 years of high school. So, yeah.
From freshman year to now, where do you think you've developed the most?
I think I've learned how to communicate better, gained some confidence a lot on the game. Was kind of shy a lot of my freshman year, just new coming in. I think I became better at that, communicating with my teammates.
Freshman year to now, talk about the team, the way the team has changed, because I think the mindset has changed. You guys believe a little bit more. You're playing more confidently. You certainly have more talent than you've had in the past few years. Have you seen all that come together?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of change. I feel like we've come closer as a team, and our coach has helped a lot, better drills, better practice, and especially off season, he's brought us together. We've I think off season is where we should put the work in. I think we've done really well in that too.
As a senior, you're a senior captain. How are you kind of helping the younger players develop that same mindset that you've developed?
Yeah, I'm trying to set a good example, always be practice, letting them know, be there on time, and if they're ever like not feeling too well, it's okay. Practice, it just matters to give your best 100%.
What kind of goals do you have for yourself senior year?
Yeah, set an example for the younger players, especially because it's the last year, and I want them to have a really good experience for their high school year. Yeah, just be there for them.
You've been around 4 years at Harvey. The boys team has really taken off, and I think you guys are maybe a year or two behind where they are. They just started out, and that same thing. Coach came in, very committed. The players bought in, and now they're competing for district titles. They're beating teams like US. I mean, they're beating some really good teams. Do you guys feed off of that? Do you get that same feeling that wow, they can do it? Maybe we can too.
Yeah, we can definitely do it. I feel like our coach has helped a lot with that too. And yeah, they're pretty good, and I think they set a good example as to what we can be. We can also be better and the same as that.
Give me some breakout players. Who do you think is going to have a big year?
I think our forward, Diana, she's been doing really amazing. I feel like she's going to help a lot the team for next year as well. And Veronica, she's also been really good. She's one of our good middle. So, she's done really well.
All right. Well, good luck to you this season. Coach, back at you. I enjoy talking to the kids, the Harvey boys soccer team, Harvey girls. It's coming around. And I don't know if you heard me talk to Coach Mockner, but I sense that cultural shift. And it's because of coaches like you, Natalie, Betsy, Hoffer. I mean, there's just so many good coaches that are now committed. And do you sense that the kids are buying into that as well?
Yeah, we always have known, and it's only my second year here, but I get the sense that the whole staff, all the teachers, the community has known we've always had great kids. It's just a matter of implementing whatever strategies for success in their particular sport, and having them follow through and stick to it, and giving them a sense of community. Our numbers have gone way up. We're 30 plus kids this year. We have a JV squad this year we didn't have the past few years. So really that's where it starts. You have to build the numbers and in conjunction with the culture, and then you'll eventually see success if you're persistent. So we're excited about that.
And you see your seniors, the mindset that they've developed. You've got a freshman in the middle here that she's going to gain that and pass that on to the younger kids. You've got this influx of talent. So putting it all together, that's the next step. What's that going to take?
Well, we're excited. High school soccer, the run of play is very direct, unlike club soccer or club football where, you'll see more of the European style of possession. With high school soccer, it's all about the counterattack, and we are really set up for that this year. They both mentioned our two speedy forwards. They are going to stretch defenses. They're going to give us a look that we haven't had. And so I think that could translate into some real success for the first time in a while for our girls. So I'm excited for them. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I've asked the girls about some breakout players. Anyone they left out?
Boy, they did a great job of covering everybody. We do have one 3-year returning starter, Alondra Becerra, in the midfield, I think, that we didn't mention. But I think we have everybody else. Yeah, Katie. They mentioned Katie Miranda will be 3-year starter. She was all-conference freshman year. She was second team last year. And we also have just an excellent goalkeeper who didn't get a ton of experience last year. But we knew we had something in the playoff game, and she's come and has just really been a backbone of our defense. So hopefully we get some clean sheets, as Cynthia mentioned, for our goalkeeper, Victoria Moreno.
Outstanding. All right, ladies and Coach, I appreciate you coming out. Best of luck to you. Love to hear the growth in this program, and a state champion wrestler coming in as a freshman. That just lights up my eyeballs. So I'm excited for you. I hope you have a great year, and thanks again for being here.
Thanks, Steve, for having us.
All right, that was the Harvey Red Raiders girls soccer program. I am going to take a quick break before the Lutheran West girls soccer team jumps in here. We'll be back momentarily, and this is the CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School, presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Welcome back to Independence High School for the 2023 CVC Fall Sports Media Day. This is the second of 4 Media Day events. We were out at Orange High School yesterday. Today we're at Independence for 2 sessions. And on Sunday we'll be out at Kirtland, followed by our final Media Day event the following Sunday at Kirtland. Next up here at Independence is the Lutheran West girls soccer team. Coach, welcome. I'm going to have you start out and just go ahead and introduce yourself and the girls you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Longhorns this year? Flip that black switch. There you go.
There we go. Now I'm live. Thanks for having us today. My name is Spencer. I'm the head coach for the women's Lutheran West soccer team. I have with me today Aaron and Yo-Yo. They are 2 of our seniors in a class of 6 seniors this year. Basically, what you guys can expect from us is a team that's going to be very sound defensively. We have a really good, I think, back line, a good, strong 2 center backs that are going to hold down the fort for us this year, and a very, very good 6. She's coming in as a freshman. Her name is Macy Fowler. She's going to be, I think, a stud this year that she's going to kind of lock down the middle of the field for us. So, again, defensively, I think you're going to see us be really sound, and then we're going to kind of use our speed up top to look to counterattack on a couple opportunities that we'll get throughout the game. So,
all right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to your players. We'll start right in the middle. Go ahead and grab your microphone and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name's Aaron. I'm a senior, and I'm a forward.
All right, so Aaron, you're coming in senior year. I ask all the seniors, it's exciting to be a senior. You think, I'm going to graduate soon, but then it's also bittersweet because this is it. Last season of high school soccer. What are you feeling?
Well, I tore my ACL in January, so I'm kind of stuck until September. That's when I'm able to play.
So a little slower start for you, but hopefully you'll get back and get that last season in. So you've just got to be itching to get back out there since you haven't been able to do much. So, yeah. So how's camp been going for you? Knee feeling okay?
It's been good. I feel like I'm able to play now, but my PT and doctor are being a little stubborn with it.
Our daughter just tore her ACL, so she's coming back too. She graduated already, but it's a long road and a lot of hard work to get back, but glad to see you're there, and it seems like you're upbeat about it, so good. What are you looking forward to most this year?
Well, 1, getting back, obviously, and 2, seeing, all the freshmen come up, because they're, really good freshmen, and, I can see them leading when they're older, and, I'm just really
And Coach, I think this is Coach's 3rd year or 2nd?
This is my 2nd season.
2nd season. Okay, so I knew you were coming around. So how's the transition been? Yeah, I mean, last year everything was new. This year, probably learning some new stuff, but most everything's been implemented. Are you guys more comfortable in the systems?
I think we're more comfortable. We got really used to Spencer really fast, and we definitely made him feel really welcome. And sometimes I think he's really annoyed with us, but he loves us too.
Being a forward, how does Coach like you guys to set up your offense?
So when we play harder teams, it's usually just 1 person up top, but now we've been doing 2 people up top, kind of offset a little bit, and I think it'll work.
Yeah, do you think that's better, leading to more scoring opportunities?
I think so, yeah, because we have more help up there. Getting it up farther.
And I know you're a forward, but how's the defense look this year?
I think they look really good. When we're practicing, I'm wow. They're able to keep the ball in front of them. They don't let it pass them very often.
All right. And what's your role going to be once you get back on the field? I know you're a forward, but does Coach have anything in general that he likes you to do? Score. Get out there and score.
Score goals. Yeah. What every good 9 should be doing is scoring goals, right?
All right. What kind of goals do you have for yourself once you get back on the field?
Just to play as much as possible, get as much time in, get some goals, try to get those last little bit in before I'm done.
All right. And when you look at this year's team, I'm sure there are some new faces out there, maybe some girls that got better in the off season. Who would you call your breakout player this year? Who are you confident is going to come out and have a big year?
I'm really confident about Tegan. She's really.
What's your last name? Tegan.
I'm really confident about her. She's really fierce and like she's like been breaking out more, and like we can like tell she's really fast and like she's able to get to the ball quick.
All right. Well, good luck to you this season. I hope you get out there a lot faster than they're anticipating for you, but good luck to you. All right, Yo-Yo. I got to remember, I was out at the Lutheran West at Eastlake North game last year, and there was a Yo-Yo and a Yaya. They have a Yaya on their team, so yeah, that was good. But go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name's Yo-Yo. I'm going to be a senior, and I primarily play in the midfield position. Sometimes I'm up top, but I'm not very comfortable up there, so I hope he keeps me in the midfield.
You put it out on air now, so it has to be. Way to go. That's the way you do passive aggressiveness. You just put it out on air, and now coach has to do it. But so why are you more comfortable in the midfield?
I feel like I have more of a position where I can see the field better. Up top, I kind of feel like my back is turned constantly, and I know that I'm supposed to make specific runs, but like I'm not exactly sure which runs to make, like at which point. And I feel like in the midfield, I can sort of see the defense and the offense, and I can connect passes better.
Okay. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to play some offense. You get to play some defense. Which side do you like better?
Defense for sure.
Yeah? All right. And just looking defensively, who are some of the key players back there?
Mentioned before, I think Macy Fowler is definitely going to have a really good season. And along with now going to be a sophomore, Ava Adia, she's definitely improving a lot this season already. Last season, I think she also played a really important role. I think her confidence is definitely getting a lot better, and I definitely look forward to seeing what she can do this season. How
did you get the nickname Yo-Yo?
Everyone asks me this, and I genuinely don't remember.
Okay.
My sister started calling me that, and then after that, just sort of everyone started calling me that as well.
It's a cool nickname. I like it.
Thank you.
I want a nickname. I can't use the one my wife calls me since she's sitting over there. She calls me a nickname, but I don't use that. But so what do you think is going to be the key for this team to have some success this year?
I definitely think that our back line is definitely going to be a key because they're going to keep the fort down. But I also think offensively speaking, like mentioned before, Tegan, I think she's going to play a really important role. I think we just need to work better on like connecting passes through the middle and not just like booting the ball up front, trying to like make runs that aren't there yet. I definitely think that opening up the spaces and being confident that our teammates are going to be there for us are also going to be really important keys.
All right, well, good luck to you this year. Coach, coming back to you. Talked a little bit about offense, a little bit about defense, a little bit about the midfield. How do you want it all to come together? In the perfect world, how do you see things flowing?
In a perfect world, like I said, we've worked a lot on our back line and again last year building out of the back. And this year we've focused more on working on our high press and on our offense. So I think that's going to be a big focus for us this year with adding that additional number up top and being able to press teams a little bit higher and make them feel uncomfortable. That's really what our goal is this year, is try to utilize some of the speed that we have up top. They've mentioned Tegan and Yo-Yo, and we have a couple other girls that we're hoping they can utilize their speed, and we can take advantage of that, and we can kind of put some teams under pressure with our defense this year, and hopefully they're not expecting it.
So last year was your first year. Imagine a lot of speed bumps that you had to kind of go over as the girls are learning new systems and that. How different was it this year for you, kind of implementing everything else?
Yeah, I mean every year, we get new players in. Especially for us, I think we graduated 6 seniors. So we lost a good portion. We only carried about 19 girls last year. So for us, that 19 proportionally is a lot. So just being able to bring the girls in that we got that were new and really develop them into the system and, the style of play that we want to work with the whole season, as well as building on the stuff that we worked from last year. We've said, me and my assistant coach and even a couple of the coaches in the first scrimmage that we had, you can just see the difference in our girls from last year to this year at this time. So I think the biggest thing for us is just if we're able to maintain our fitness and be healthy the entire season, that'll be a big thing for us, because unfortunately we caught the injury bug last year. So, and you can see it trickled over a little bit at the end of the season. So
yeah, that never helps. You go into a season thinking, wow, we're looking good, and then oh no, and one thing leads to another. But yeah, so glad that she'll be back eventually, and
us
good.
Too.
Yeah, right. So looking, obviously the expansion of the CVC changed up the divisions a little bit. The Metro didn't change too much, but how confident are you're going to be competitive in there?
Yeah, with us flipping from one side of the CVC to the other, it definitely added a little different look for us, right? I think we can all say that it's a little bit tougher of a schedule that we have inside of our conference this year versus last, but I think the girls are up for the challenge. We have a group of girls that at the end of the day, they love to compete. So, they love to get out there. A lot of the girls, they're multi-sport athletes, so they know what it means to get out on the field and compete day in and day out. So.
Oh, you guys jumped to the Chagrin.
Yeah.
Now that
we did. Yeah.
So the Metro did change a little bit, but you left.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Metro changed a little bit. They lost a couple pieces, and then the Chagrin changed because they added us into it. So.
Right. So, you get to now play Chagrin Falls, who won a state title 2 years ago.
Yep.
Kirtland, who won it 4 years ago.
Yeah, a little bit tougher of a challenge for us this year. Like I said, the girls they knew it coming into the season that, we were going to have a tough time in the conference this year. But it's all about expansion and growth for us as a school and our community, and only good things can come out of competition for us. So
absolutely, you just have to go into it knowing you're going to have to play a great game and walk away thinking, well, if you win, it's huge for the program. If you lose, you want to take something positive away from it. But yeah, like I agree with you, that competition. I talked to Joe Chuney last night, Chagrin Falls coach. And that's what they do. They go out and play Rocky River and Shaker Heights and everyone else that, pushes you to get better. And
absolutely.
The result is you go and win a state title. And that's what Ed Braddock did at Kirtland. They used to, they left the Valley Division to move up to the Chagrin because he wanted that competition so that when you get into the playoffs against a Division III team, you've already played teams that are better. So it works. It's not always pretty, but it works. So.
Yeah, we know that it's going to be a grind for us, in the first couple of seasons. So we're just hoping, again, we go out there and we can compete, and at the end of the day, maybe in a few years we're up there competing for a state title. Who knows? At the end of the day, these girls love to compete, and they get out there and they put 100% into every training session, so they know what to expect, and I know what I can expect out of them night in and night out. So.
Outstanding. All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate you and the girls coming out, and best of luck to you this season.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
All right. That was the Lutheran West girls soccer team out here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School. And up next, we've got the Independence volleyball team wrapping up our first session here. Come on up. Thanks, Lutheran West. So we'll have the Independence volleyball team wrapping up the first session. We'll take a hour-long break, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock for session number 2, wrapping up this second day of our CVC Fall Sports Media Tour. So here we are, ladies. No Tony. I'm going to get him on camera eventually. One year, it'll happen. I'm going to put my mind to it, and Tony's going to come out and join us. But for now, let's see. Who wants to be the coach and the team captain? All right. So you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell us your name, your grade, and your position. And then you're going to give us a little elevator pitch on what you think the squad looks like so far this season. Flip your mic up. That's number 1. See, you go to coach school and they teach you that. You flip that.
Haven't been there yet.
Yeah, you haven't been there yet, so it's all good.
Coming soon. My name's Emily Richards. I'm the only senior on the team, and I play right side. For this season, last year was a rebuilding year. This year's a little bit of a rebuilding year. We got some new girls in new positions. We're looking for our libero right now, which is going to be huge when we find the girl for that position. And I think what just helps is we're a fairly young team. I'm the only senior we have, and then the rest of our team is either a sophomore or a junior. But I think that gives us some type of edge in the game because we're not bored yet. We're ready. We want to come back. Last season we lost in the regional finals, so I think we just have that mindset, get to November. So I think it's really big that we have a young team and we have a team that's been together. That helps us a ton because we already have that chemistry. And we've had 2 scrimmages this season, and we have the growth from our first scrimmage to our last one is it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see us come together and work together as a team.
And I don't know if you heard us talking to the Lutheran West coach. They moved up to the Chagrin division, so they're going to play teams that won state titles a couple years ago. And you guys are no stranger to that. Independence has been playing up for a lot of years. You guys moved up to the Chagrin division probably 10 years ago. But not only that, the non-conference schedule is brutal. You're not playing homecoming games where you're just out there to win, and you're playing teams that maybe you're going to lose, maybe you're going to get better, and that's what helps you make that run into November and playing in those 4 straight state championship games. And, last year was tough to go down, but you lost to a really darn good team, and there's no shame in that. And, coming back, you just have to do the same thing and just say, okay, we're going to play some good teams. We have to get better and see where the chips fall. And you've got some holes. You've got just one senior, but what you do have is a culture that is there, and the girls know what the expectations are, and I don't think there's any goofing off too much at practice. I don't think Tony would tolerate goofing off at practice, but right. So what is going to be the key for this team just to kind of – it's hard to say get back on track. I mean, you just didn't make it to the state Final Four. Oh, my gosh. I mean, you've been dominant, and I know that the program, it hurt for you guys not to get back there, but everyone else in the world is like, wait, they're disappointed in that? And it's just, but you guys you have goals. What's it going to take for you guys to hit those goals?
I mean, a big part of our season is our non-conference games. We love our non-conference games. We get so excited for them, and a few, like last year, we came up with a few losses, but I think they were really big learning experiences that we couldn't have gotten within our conference. So I think that's a really key part to our season and our success. And just because we are young, I think it really helps. Just what's going to get us back there is just having a ton of energy and just working as a team, and we have to finish points. That's going to be a huge thing this season, is just we need to stay conditioned. We need to stay in shape because we need to be dominant in those 5-set matches later on in the season. And I think we need to stay focused whenever we're playing because we need to be able to finish out sets, finish out matches, and finish out points. But I think that all comes from a collective effort, and we all need to be in the gym every day, and we need to be like, what's our goal? We've been talking about it since we decided teams, and even before that, our goal is to get to November every year. That's what we're working towards. So I think if we all have that joint mindset, I mean, we're going to face some good teams, but it's who works harder in the end.
Right, and who executes better in those big key moments. And like you said, those 5-set matches, that's the funny thing is you can go through the entire season beating everyone 3-0. You need those 4- and 5-set matches because it's a different mentality in those situations, and you need people that can rise to the level of competition and step up in those moments. So I know a lot of the returners, but for the folks at home, go ahead and run through some of the girls that are coming back that'll, saw a lot of key action last year that'll play key roles this year.
All right, so I'm coming back as right side. Sophie Smotek's coming back for her 3rd year of playing outside all-around. Our libero, Anna Jermasik, is moved to outside all-around. She's taken on that role. We switched between 2 middles last year, along with our 1 senior who graduated, Anna Waski and Emily Novak, but they did a lot of work in the off-season, and they came back even better than last year, and they are going to be our 2 middles. And then, of course, Haley Wilson, our all-around setter, Miss 6 Foot, is coming back. And then our
can't convince her to move up to the net and mash some balls. She wants to set.
She plays all the way around.
She does? Okay.
No, don't worry. She's up there. And then our setter, Alberta Moriel, she's coming back as well. And then we have and then our 2 DSs that are kind of with libero right now. We have Madeline Mudra, who kind of came in for our outsides last year and like some of the longer matches, and so did the same with Sophia Pickert. And then we have 2 new additions to the team. We have Ellis Lewinsky. She was with us in our playoff run last year. And then we added a junior from JV, Michaela Yanish, and really excited to see what she can do with the right side, getting some reps. And Ellis Lewinsky, very versatile with playing setter and DS.
All right, Coach Richards. Now I will go to Sophia, and I'll come back to you as player Richards. So, Sophia, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Sophia Smotek. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm an all-around outside hitter.
All right, so let's start with the elephant in the room, losing to Lake Catholic in the regional final. How did that drive your off season?
Well, I play club with some of the girls on Lake Catholic, so like being able to play with them, they train hard during their high school season, so I get to train hard with them during the off season, and it's a great experience to just be able to like keep going hard through everything. And I want to keep working hard. I want to get better for like high school. And yeah, it's just I've gone hard since November.
How has your game changed? I mean, I know you're playing high-level JO. You were out, like you said, with the Lake Catholic girls and girls from all over that are excellent elite-level volleyball players. So how did you improve from last year to this year?
I think I've just become smarter, and like my court awareness has grown a bit more. So that helps a lot with also being shorter as an outside hitter. It just makes me more like aware of everything that's going on, and it just helps the team.
Your sister was a 4-year player here at Independence. She's now at Notre Dame College. Do you guys train together? Do you learn anything from her?
Yeah, me and my sister, we lift together, and we just like any chance we can get to like play together, we will. She would sometimes come to our practices my club practices when we would do like college player open gyms towards the end of the season. She would help us get ready for nationals. So any chance I can get with her, it betters me as a player.
You're a junior, but you're a 3-year starter, so you're one of the elder statesmen on the team. I'm sure the girls look up to you as a leader too. And how do you impart your wisdom and your knowledge onto them to help them elevate their play?
I just try to like give as much like motivation and as much like desire to all the like younger girls, and like we don't have any freshmen on the team this year, but all of the sophomores coming up, and like they're still underclassmen and they're still young, and I just try to give them as much like information as I can just to help them and become better and help the team.
This year the boys started a volleyball team, and they went to the state championship game and finished as a state runner-up in their first year. So Independence is a volleyball school, apparently. But I know you guys were out and about watching the guys. I'm sure you practiced and played with them and helped them out. How cool was that to kind of watch?
It was great to see, especially because I'm good friends with a lot of the boys on the team, and it's just like I like to see how like they've watched us in our games, and they enjoy it now. Like it's part of their athletic careers, and they just love it. So it's good to see that.
So now the student section for your matches will be a lot bigger because those guys will be there, and that's awesome. So give me some breakout player. Who do you think is going to have a big year this year that maybe nobody knows about right now, but they will soon?
Well, Haley Wilson, obviously.
We all know about her, though.
We know Haley. She's going to be a big key part for us. And I think Alberta Moriel, she's our other setter.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna really shine this year because she did a lot last year, but I think she's improved a lot during the off season. I think she's really gonna help us.
Obviously, before losing in the regional final last year, it seemed like Independence just always had an appointment down in Dayton there for the state championship. Now that streak ended, do you guys still talk about it? I mean, is that something that's like, hey, we're supposed to be there? Or, is it something like that?
It's always a conversation. We never want to like get too ahead of ourselves because we want to stay like modest and humble. But our goal is to play November and to exceed regional finals. But it's always a conversation. We just keep it on the low, but we always want to strive for that.
Yeah, you don't take it for granted.
Yeah,
But you want to be there. So okay. All right. Well, good luck to you this year. Look forward to seeing you. All right, Emily Richards. Back to you as Emily Richards, the player, and we don't need you to introduce yourself again since you've done that already. But senior year, I mean, 4 years ago, a little wide-eyed freshman with this team going to the state title match, and now here you are, 3 years later as a senior, getting ready to start your senior year. What are you feeling?
It's crazy. It's crazy that now I'm like the oldest in the program because it did go by really quick, but I'm very excited. I love being in charge. I love being like the head of an operation on this. I'm very excited. It's a little lonely.
Girl boss, yeah.
As the only senior, it's a little lonely just because you're like, oh, I have no one to share my senior night with, but it's very exciting, and I have a great partner with Soph. So
just think of all the gifts you're going to get by yourself now. You're the only senior. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm very excited. I'm very excited to lead this team with Soph, with the help of Soph. But I'm very excited, and I'm really, really optimistic about the group of girls we have. It's just weird that I'm the oldest now.
Right. So going back freshman year to now, where have you improved as a player?
I got better at right side. I started out as a passer. I was libero on JV my freshman year, and then slowly transitioned to right side, but I definitely got a lot better at just like finding the court. I was my sophomore year when I started to like practice right side, I just kind of tried to like get the ball over, But now I'm trying to get better at like finding spots on the court and actually like putting up a meaningful block instead of just jumping and hoping it hits my hands. So I'm definitely putting a lot more meaning into all my actions to try to better the team. I just want to help them any way I can.
Senior year, obviously, you've got some goals, individual goals, team goals. What are they?
I mean, we keep saying it, team goal, make it to November. That's really one of the biggest things. Personal goals, I want to get like an actual kill block this year. I didn't get one of those last year. So I think just consistently improving over the season and getting better. And like I said, like I'm only on the court for 3 rotations. So those 3 rotations, I want to be as meaningful as I can and as impactful as I can.
I assume you plan on going to college?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where you're going yet?
That's a really good question. I don't know yet. I think I'm leaning towards like OSU and just living the non-athletic regular person life for a little.
Right. What do you think you're going to major in?
Finance and accounting, and I'm going to do an undergrad in poli-sci, and then I'm going to go to law school.
I thought you might go into broadcast, and you're good with a microphone. And I've heard your PA announce it. You do a great job.
Gosh.
Yeah. All right. So I asked Soph a breakout player. Who's your breakout player?
Anna Jermasik.
Anna?
I'm very excited to see what she can do on the outside. She is just monster athletic. Like that girl, she can jump out of the gym. So I'm very excited to see her on that court for 6 rotations and see what she can do with the opportunity to hit.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you for making a long trip out here to Independence High School, and look forward to seeing your matches. I'll be out there several times, so good luck to you, and thanks again for coming.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was the Independence Blue Devils volleyball team here, wrapping up our first session of the second CVC Fall Sports Media Day, live from Independence High School. We are going to take a break for about an hour. We'll be back at about 5 o'clock to kick off the second session here from Independence. And once again, all of our CVC TV broadcasts are brought to you by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery.